자, 아가사 크리스티 오리엔트 특급 살인 시작해보도록 하죠. 자, 이것도 그 셜록 홈즈 게임처럼 유명한 원작 소설을 기반으로 한 추리 게임이죠. 물론 저도 이제 너무 옛날에 읽었든 뭐 안 읽었든 해서 정확히 기억은 안 나는데 바로 한번 뉴게임으로 시작해보도록 하겠습니다. 원래 19일날 나왔는데 딴 게임 하느라 좀 늦었네요. 어쨌든 한번 해볼게요. 오늘 간단하게라도. 이스탄불 토카틀리안 호텔 2023년 12월 15일 오전 9시. 아, 이것도 배경은 의외로 현대라고 하더라고요. 원작 소설하고 다른 점이 배경이 현대야. 그래서 이제 스마트폰을 써야 돼.
How can it be unexpected if I have predicted it?
Wow, my friend, is that you?
너 누군데? 자, 접수처에서 부크를 만나세요. 자, 엘스틱으로 에르퀼 푸아로를 움직일 수 있습니다.
Wow. Wow. Is it truly you, my friend?
Book, it is indeed me.
What brings you so far from home?
A little affair in Syria.
아, 이거 배경이 현대예요. 소설하고 시간대가 틀려요.
A modest affair of recovering stolen artifacts. But now I am summoned home to England and must leave immediately.
This evening? You travel on the Orient Express, I hope.
I have made no arrangements yet, as I just learned that an emergency has arisen, and I must return to England immediately.
Very well. It will be my pleasure to secure you a sleeper on the Orient Express.
If the director of the line insists, I accept with pleasure.
And we'll dine together, for I too depart this afternoon. We'll have plenty of time to catch up. I'll have the hotel transfer our
네, 아마 현대에 맞춰서 좀 각색이 있겠죠, 여러
Excuse me,
가지.
sir. You are the director of the line? The Princess Dragomirov would like to know if she may keep her mina in her compartment on the train.
Good morning, Princess. It is an honor to welcome you aboard. There is absolutely no problem for your pet.
You will ask about his food?
Oh, yes. The Princess Dragomirov would like to know if there is food for miners on board. Insects, small amphibians, baby rodents.
Baby rodents? Of course, Princess. Don't worry. Your bird will be fed as you demand.
You there, desk clerk.
One moment, sir.
Listen to me. Call the police. My train ticket has been stolen.
Stolen?
Stolen?
Oh dear. Oh dear.
You travel by the Orient Express, monsieur?
Arbuthnot. Captain Archibald Arbuthnot, formerly British Army, now retired. And yes, I'm taking the Orient Express to Paris. But what business is that of yours?
My name is Book. I am the director of the line at your service. And perhaps this gentleman could assist you. He is Hercule Poirot.
But I must make that train.
A train ticket. Yesterday I recovered artifacts worth several millions.
Please, my friend. It's not just any ticket. It's an Orient
아니,
Express
2023년이면 그냥 비행기표
Very
끊어.
well, I will investigate.
Thank
말이
you, Poirot.
특급이지.
I will arrange
기껏해봤자
now to
KTX
set
절반도 안 나올
the
텐데
stage
속도.
for us.
자, 도중 맞은 기차표. 신규 트랙 아버스넛과 대화하기. 자, 이 아이콘은 플레이어의 현재 목표를 나타냅니다. 마인드맵을 열어 상세한 정보를 확인하세요. 자, 데이비를 도와줘야겠다. 내 권한 밖의 일이긴 하지만 그래도 회색 뇌세포를 한번 굴려보자. 데이비를 도와줘야겠다.
How do you know your ticket has been stolen, monsieur?
I put it on a table in my room. I came down here to breakfast, and when I got back, my ticket was gone, and other things were on the floor as if they'd been tossed about.
Hello, monsieur. I suggest we begin in your room. Will you lead the way?
기차표를 찾는 방법은? 자, 어떻게 하면 데이비의 기차표를 찾을 수 있을까? 아니, 그냥 스마트폰 어플로 띵띵 하면 되는 거 아니야? 아니, 그 앱 지원 안 해? 앱으로 그냥 똑똑똑 해가지고 찾는 거 아니야? 수색하기, 침실, 신문하기, 주변 인물, 조사하기, 줄임말.
Et voilà.
아니, 층이 마이너스 1층 지하층이야 여기가? 아니, 배경이 현대라면서 이런 거에서 너무 아날로그틱한데. 그러니까 코레일 앱 깔면 되잖아. 영수증 아니랑 다 싹 나와. 결제한 기차 그 표.
Floor, Captain Arbuthnot?
4th floor.
One mystery solved.
아니, 얘들이 이거 지금 배경이 2023년이라니까. 원작 소설을 기반으로 현대 애들과 얘들이 있다는 설정이라. 잠깐 4층이랬나요?
I suppose I can exercise.
원작 소설을 기반으로 이게 현대라는 설정이라서. 자, 국적 영국, 연령, 액면가 지식, 직업, 은퇴한 대일.
I do not think that's the right answer.
뭐야, 대위인데 45에 대위면 너 큰일인 거 아니야?
Me a lot.
아니, 어떻게 45에 대위일 수가 있지? 한국군이랑 편제가 다르니? 아니, 세상에. 45면은 30대기 전에 전역하는데 소령 못되면 보통 전역하잖아. 인물 분석 화면에 특별한 마인드맵 과제가 생겼습니다. 과제를 완료하면 분석한 인물이 일시정지 메뉴에 인물 탭에 등장합니다. 자, 스타트 버튼을 눌러서 일시정지 메뉴를 열고 인물 탭을 탐색할 수 있습니다. 인물 45세 은퇴한 대위 영국 52세 벨기에 웨건 리치 컴퍼니 이사. 아니, 택배가 또 왔어. 나 뭐 시켰지? 뭐 딱히 시킨 게 없었는데. 잠깐만요. 네, 초코송이와 고래밥 멀티팩. 아, 근데 고래밥은 괜찮겠지 뭐. 쿠팡이 로켓 배송이 좋긴 해. 지방에도
My
빨리 오면
room's
빨리
along
오니까.
here. 411. In a hotel
411호.
of this quality, a thief. Come on, don't
이쪽인데?
dawdle.
잠깐만. 이 진짜
It'll
좀
be a
기다려주지.
disaster if I miss that train.
여기다.
You have locked the door, monsieur?
Naturally. This is a foreign country.
You have the key card?
Of course.
We will enter. The lock has not been tampered with.
뭐야?
Another delightful trophy for my
수염 이수제품이야? 아니, 어디 술에 꼬라가지고 어디 카페트 밑에다가 꼭 그거 흘려놓고 잊어버린 거 아니야?
Traces of soap. The water is scented.
나쁘진 않은데.
A perfume bottle.
향수병이
Empty.
비었다.
Suggestive.
지갑.
The wallet is somewhat worn.
지갑이
It
달았어.
contains just over $200 and the usual cards. A fact sheet from a tour of Saint Sophia. A stamped reservation
유람선.
for the Bosphorus ferry. A brochure for this fascinating city.
이스탄불. 터키가 그렇게 디저트 맛있는 게 많다는데 요리랑. 튀르키예죠. 네, 터키라고 하면 안 되지. 한번 가보고 싶긴 하네. 아니 어떤 미친놈이 황금으로 수염을 만들어놨어.
Golden moustache.
제정신이야? 미쳤어? 초코바 초코브레이크 훈장?
A conspicuous gallantry cross for meritorious service in Iraq, yet he only retired as a captain.
아니 45세에 대위를 하려면 대체 어떤 사고를 쳤길래 45세에 대위일 수가 있지. 심지어 훈장도 받았는데.
4 floors, it's impossible.
우리 적국의 비밀이라도 팔아먹었나?
Through the window. A list of travel expenses, but how did these papers end up on the floor?
아 부상 안 했다 장교. 아 그럴 수도 있겠다. 부상 안 했다가 이제 한 중사 상사 달고 나왔다 다시 들어간 거지. 그러면 가능한 그럴 수도 있겠네. 그런 케이스면은 뭐
This
간혹 있긴
earring,
있더라고.
it is not the first time I've seen it, but where? The bed is skillfully made.
도둑은 무슨 수로 들어온 걸까? 창문으로 들어왔을
No,
가능성.
no, 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 not good.
카드로 들어왔. 또 아니야. 맞나?
My little grey cell did not let me down.
객실에 들어가는 방법. 그럼 이제 어떻게? 그래 여기까지 찾아자 치자.
How long were you at breakfast, Captain?
Half an hour or so. Just a roll and some coffee.
자 이웃 손님을 신문해 보자. 자 여기 손들어.
Go away, please.
A brief word, sir.
I will give you 2 brief words. Go away.
Monsieur,
I've been traveling all night from New York. Must I call the management?
Pardon, monsieur.
네 정체는 다 알아.
I do not believe we have
빨리 손들어.
awakened a
나와.
thief.
자백해. 자수하라고. 플리즈 이미 나갔는데?
Room is apparently empty. I will leave it for the moment.
귀걸이.
Why was there an earring in your room?
An earring? A previous guest, I suspect. I don't wear them.
열린 창문.
Did you leave the window open?
No. That must be how the thief escaped.
I think not. Unless the thief had wings.
4층인데? 침대 틀.
The bed is very neatly made, but the corners are not military style.
The price we paid for this hotel? I'm not going to make my own bloody bed.
Interesting pronoun, that. We.
동행자가 한 명 있는 것 같은데? 그리고 누군가를 초대했다. 그렇다. 객실에서 밤을 보낸 여인이 있다.
No. I must admit I'm not right this time.
협치. 바람이 서류를 날려 흩떨어뜨렸다. 결론.
The wind probably blew the papers on the floor as it came in through the window. Moreover, the door is closed, and I found an earring on the bedside table. The captain invited a woman into his room. Maybe she is our culprit. Et voilà.
이분 아닐까?
I'm right again. That happens to me a lot.
직감으로?
This appears to be a good lead.
자, 데이비에게 물어보기. 더 이상 거짓말하지 마.
Captain Arbuthnot, I have examined your room. Much was revealed, possibly more than you expected.
님 여친이랑 놀았을 거 아니야 여기서.
We will soon find.
아니 뭐라고도 아니 듀얼이라도 했나 보지 뭐.
Bloody time. I have a train to catch.
As do I.
You are traveling on the Orient Express?
We? If you will be good enough to answer a few questions, we may both make our train.
Ask away.
Please give me an account of your movements yesterday.
I spent most of my day in Istanbul, sightseeing. I returned to the hotel as the sun was setting. The desk clerk can confirm I was alone when I picked up my key. I spent the night alone. I had no visitors in my room.
손님이 없었다.
Have you told me the entire truth, Captain?
넌
Arbuthnot?
거짓말을 하고 있어.
I want you to find my ticket.
흩어진 귀걸이.
Can you explain the earring I found on the bedside?
조문할 때 다
table?
틀어놔?
Earring. Yes. Forgive me, Mr. Poirot. I had some business correspondence that wanted answering. The hotel provides help for business travelers. They sent up a secretary. I dictated a letter, and she mailed it for me. I hadn't noticed that she had lost an earring.
And when did you invite this secretary? This woman may be the thief we are looking for.
That was yesterday evening. My ticket was still there when I went down to breakfast. She can't have taken it.
I see. Never mind. It is easily checked. And there was no other person in your room?
No, I swear there wasn't.
Ah, well, never mind. If it is not her, there is only one option left.
Fine. Please finish your job quickly. I'll be downstairs in the lobby.
자, 이제 그럼 자, 대위의 객실을 청소한 사람이 누군지 알아볼 필요가 있다. 도둑은 대위가 모르는 사람이다. 어허. 달리는 키가 레일 트리거가 달리기 맞잖아. 그런 듯이 실내라서 못 달리는 거야? 참. 여기 직원씨.
The hotel to Catlian is a perfect prelude for my journey.
어머니가 부르시나? 청소 일정표.
Pardon, monsieur. May I inquire when the staff begins cleaning the rooms?
Every morning at breakfast time, sir. After making certain there are no guests in the room, of course.
May I speak with the chambermaid who cleaned room 411 this morning?
I hope you don't.
잠깐만요. 어머니가 뭐 좀 확이나 부르셔가지고 죄송해요 자꾸.
Think that one of our
죄송합니다.
staff stole a ticket.
No. Do not distress yourself. We seek only information.
그러니까요.
I will summon her at once.
갑자기 어머니가 나갔더니
I'd ask
큰일
you to bring
났다고
her
세탁기에다가
laundry
이제 휴대폰 넣고 돌린 것 같다고. 아무리 찾아도 휴대폰이 없다고. 분명 들고 왔는데 온 것 같은데 차에도 샤워해 봤는데 없다고 해갖고 결국 차에 있었어. 그보다 이제 어머니도 이제 지갑형 그 어르신들이 많이 쓰는 지갑형 휴대폰 케이스 같은 거 쓰시니까 거기에 카드랑 이게 다 있어가지고 돈이랑 현금이랑 휴대폰하고 같이. 제 호텔 청소부. 에어스 호텔 청소부.
Do not be
411호.
frightened, mademoiselle. Did you clean
그래가지고 그거
room
찾아
411
같이 찾느라고
this
좀
morning?
늦었어요.
Room 411?
정신없이.
Yes, that is one of mine.
기차표.
Did you see a ticket on the
어,
desk
돌린
when you
거였으면
entered
큰일
the
났죠.
room?
I'm sorry, I didn't notice the ticket.
휴대폰부터 해서 카드까지
There
해가지고
was a
싹 다
wallet, but of course I did not touch it.
날아갈 뻔했죠.
Did you open the window?
Yes, we always air the rooms. Oh, but I forgot to close the window. While I was making the bed, the person from next door was pounding on the wall. I wondered if he needed assistance. I tossed the dirty sheets in my cart, quickly finished mopping, and went to see, but it was nothing. But I'm afraid I left the window open. I'm so sorry.
A window left open, papers scattered on the floor. The chambermaid cleaning the room. I believe I can now visualize what happened.
아, 네, 안녕하세요. 한번 해야 될 것 같아서 오늘 좀 마려가 일찍 끝나서. 자, 현장의 재구성. 호텔 청소부가 창문을 열었다. 바람이 기차표를 날려버렸다. 호텔 청소부가 책상 뒤에 수레를 놓았다. 창문을 열었다. 침대볼을 가는 사이에 바람에 날려서 기차표가 세탁물 위로 떨어지고 더러운 침대표가 기차표 위에 떨어졌다. 확인. 고!
Et voilà.
이렇게 된 것이다.
Mademoiselle, would you be so kind as to look in the sheets from room 411?
Oh, holy shit! 이게 왜 여기 있죠?
And so the missing train ticket completes its
놀랍군요.
an open window, a laundry cart, and an annoying neighbor. But chance is the only guilty party in this dark mystery.
Mr. Poirot, I apologize. I believe my concern got the better of me, and I forgot myself. Thank you.
It was a case of great magnitude. I'm glad I was up to the challenge.
자, 다음부터는 앱으로 발견 받으세요.
And that, I think, is that.
어플 있을 거 아니야? 어플 그냥 해두면 그대로 딱 거기 안에 어플 안에 딱 있다고 기차표. 그 오프라인에서도 확인할 수 있단 말이다. 자, 내 친구 부크를 만나야겠다.
Our bags are all packed. I have my ticket and papers. If you give me yours,
I'll hang on to mine.
but as your secretary,
As my secretary, you see to the bags, Hector.
yes, sir.
That man, I have a curious impression of him, as if I were observing a wild animal, uncaged.
딴딴.
We must leave for the station. Our bags are in the taxi. Did you find the ticket?
It was a case most difficult, but somehow Hercule
아, 네,
Poirot
안녕하세요.
managed.
같이
I knew
동시
you could
송출하는
do it.
거죠. 네.
Now we can sit back and enjoy a relaxing train ride.
뭐 유튜브는 많은 걸 바라진 않고 뭐 동시 송출하면서 이제 게임 값이나 벌 수 있으면 다행이지. 자, 이스탄불 기차역. 자, 2023년 12월 15일 오후 3시.
You are in luck, Poirot. Of course, no journey on this train is ever ordinary, but this is a special occasion. To celebrate the 140 years of the Orient Express, the engine will be none other than the splendid Pacific 231G558. There she is, Poirot. The most celebrated train in history. Oh, my eyes fill with tears of pride. It is time we were aboard, my friend. Follow me. The wagon-lit conductor, Pierre Michel, will direct you to your compartment.
Lead the way, Book.
It was built in France in 1922 by the Compagnie Batignolles-Châtillon. At the time of its purchase by the SNCF in 1938, it could reach speeds up to 130 kilometers
Yo.
per hour. Wait until you see. It is like
시간 여행은 무슨 KTX만 해도 몇 시.
limited to 100 kilometers per hour. I assure you, that will be more than fast enough to get you to Paris in time for your connection to London. In the meantime, you will bask in the magic that is the Orient Express.
옛날에 나온 소설 세계관을 여기다가 굳이 여기다 2023년으로 꾸역꾸역 집어넣으니까 어색하잖아.
Good evening, monsieur. Your compartment is number 202. However, I am afraid that all the others are already full.
Fool? But how can that be?
It is incredible, monsieur.
하기야 근데 물론
All the
이제
world elects to travel
KTX 같은 거랑 또
Say,
이제 이건 좀
you
다르죠.
must find room for this
이건
gentleman
훨씬
here.
긴 그러니까 이스탄불에서
I can
유럽까지 가는 거니까 뭐.
exercise my powers of observation while they try to find me a bed.
He is a friend of mine. He can have number 201.
It is taken, monsieur.
What? Number 201?
Yes, darling, we have to get aboard.
I know.
I have heard of the phobia of fear of flying, but fear of trains?
Now you're making fun of me.
Never mind. We'll board shortly, once our compartment is ready.
뭐지?
Notice the young woman from the hotel. She again wishes to watch the old man with his little friend, but not to be seen herself.
뭔가
Is everything aboard the train, Hector?
In your compartment, Mr. Ratchet. I'm having them disinfect the room again as you instructed. I also got a call from the Indians. The sale is going through as you expected.
There was never any doubt. No other phone calls, Hector? From Geneva or Venice?
No, sir. Who were you expecting?
Never you mind. Check our tickets. We're not going in until everything is confirmed.
The young man seems quite agreeable, but the older man is something quite different.
Mary.
Not now. Not now. When it's all
now.
over, when it's behind us, then.
그러니까요 이제 원작 소설은 그렇죠. 네, 이건 근데 이제 그걸 현대로 옮겨왔다는 설정이라 보면. 네. 근데 그런 것 치고 너무 복장들이 2023년스럽지 않지 않아? 아무리 생각해도.
Why did you order so much lobster, Hotaru?
My dear Freya, I need it for my specialty on the second night. And if the lobster a la mori isn't fresh, the passengers will know.
We don't have enough space for my desserts. Tonight, molten chocolate cake. Tomorrow, my specialty.
That is not my concern. They will not have room for them anyway.
Serve your lobster tonight.
Chicken a la mori must be the first night dish for the travelers. It is easier to digest.
You really are the egomaniac everyone says you are.
I have every reason to be. I am the engine. You are just the caboose.
Poirot, I am mortified. The 140th anniversary, perhaps, but such a plague of passengers.
뜬뜬뜬. 승객들의 논쟁. 젊은 남자와 노인은 무슨 관계일까? 노인의 비서.
Well done.
이 여자는 뭘 들어하는 걸까? 기차여행.
Adequate.
이 여인은 얘 기분은 어떨까? 걱정하고 있다.
Right.
두 요리사는 왜 다투고 있을까?
No, not good.
냉장고가
Why did you
부족해서.
Yes.
이 여자는 뭘 보는 걸까?
Good job. That was easy.
That was easy.
Poirot, we have a solution. A gentleman has not yet come.
An Englishman, a Monsieur Harris.
A name of good omen.
It is already time to leave. What do I care for Mr. Harris?
As Monsieur pleases, I had your things sent straight to your compartment. Unfortunately, you will be with another traveler.
No.
Only for the first night. It cannot be helped.
I will survive, mon ami.
Monsieur Book, We can't find enough space in the kitchen refrigerator to store all of my ingredients.
How is it possible?
His recipes are extravagant. We need to leave something on the platform.
If my lobsters don't go, I don't go.
And have the passengers on the Orient Express go hungry? Never!
Must I intervene? The problem is unworthy of Poirot, but I do not intend to starve on the most luxurious train in the world.
화려하진 않지 않나? 어쨌든 간에.
Thank you for coming to help us.
It is impossible to fit everything into the Gary's refrigerator. Obviously, my entrees are more important than dessert.
If Mr. Mori delays his lobsters for a day or two, we can restock at another station.
Delay? You ask me to delay? Freya?
Calm yourself, my friend. I'm sure we can find a solution. Is that a diagram of the refrigerator? May I see it?
Yes. He refuses
아니
to
뭘
look
또
at it.
그걸 또 나눠. 야 둘이 이제 배틀로얄 해가지고 이긴 쪽한테 몰아주기에 아씨 뭘 또.
This is wrong, but I'm never far from the truth. That's the right answer.
간단하지 않냐? 얼마나 좋아. 공평하고 공정하고. 아 설마 이걸 이렇게. 아 의지 같네 정말. 인간 최라인. 딴딴따단딴따단따단. 내가 깃박돌 때면 피곤하게 산다 진짜. 피곤하게 살아. 네, 이렇게까지 해야겠어? 갑자기 내 이런 거 냉장고 칸 가지고 테트리스 해야 돼. 야 이렇게 우겨넣어도 막상 뺄 때 되면 또 이제 개 고생할 거 아니야. 원래 이렇게 넣으면 안 돼. 예를 들어서 이제 랍스터 하나 이제 그거 일정이랑 그거에 맞춰서 넣어야지. 언제 제일 이제 마지막에 넣을 걸 제일 안쪽에 넣고 마지막 날 내올 거를 그런 식으로 해가지고 가장 빨리 뺄 수 있는 재료 딱딱딱 맞춰서 넣는데 뭐 갑자기 테트리스 하라 그래.
Number 102. Tomorrow, you move to a private compartment.
에휴, 또라이 같은데. 자, 어쨌든 이제 내 객실 찾아. 자, 백부크가 102호실에 머물면 된다고 했다. 이런 이제 셜록 홈즈류 추리류 좋아하시면 재밌게 하실 수 있죠, 네.
I apologize for the delay.
Thank you, Monsieur Michel.
그 셜록 홈즈 시리즈 재밌게 하셨으면 이것도 재밌게 하실 수 있을 거예요. 네, 가격도 이제 저렴한 편이고. 그 이제 소위 말하는 대륙횡단 열차는 저도 한번 타보고 싶긴 해요. 좀 오랫동안 기차 여행한 우리나라엔 그런 게 없잖아요. 우리 그 위쪽 때문에 좀 장기간 여행해서 유럽까지 가긴 무슨 통일되면 이제 기차 타고 유럽 갈 수 있을 줄 알죠? 한국인들은 그만한 연차와 휴가를 낼 수가 없어요. 그 정도의 휴가가 없답니다.
Pardon me?
Oh, my apologies.
The wrong compartment. I need to find number 102. These first-class rooms are very spacious and luxurious.
겁나 낑겼하던데 그 어디 여행 브이로그 같은 거 보면 이런 거 한 1박에 한 몇십만 원 이거 한 5, 60만 원 하겠지? 이런 기차칸에 저래도 불편할 것 같긴 해. 부비부비. 자, 102호실. 딴딴딴.
This lady has a style of her own, eccentric but chic.
이제 갑자기 찰지게 욕을 하시면서 랩을 하실 것 같은 느낌이야. 자, 이게 내 방이랬죠. 102호.
Excuse me, I think you made a mistake.
You are Mr. Harris?
No, my name is McQueen.
McQueen.
There is no other berth on the train, monsieur. All is arranged. Yours is the upper berth. We start in 1 minute.
The train's remarkably full.
En voiture!
Listen, sir, if you'd rather have the lower berth, easier and all that, well, that's all right by me.
No, you are too amiable. It is for one night only at Belgrade.
Oh, I see. You're getting out of Belgrade.
Not exactly.
12박 일정으로 2천만 원이요? 와, 세상에. 씨. 와, 엄청 빠르나? 와. 오리엔트 특급 살인. 사실 진짜 이제 요즘같이 막 이제 맘먹으면 서울까지 2시간도 안 걸리는데 부산에서 KTX가 타면은 그런 시대에 좀 와. 이스탄불에서 열차를 타고 하룻밤을 보냈다. 여행은 어느덧 2일차에 접어들었다. 그렇다. 자, 오리엔트 특급 열차 12월 16일 오후 7시.
Ladies and gentlemen, dinner is served. You may join the rest of the passengers in the dining car.
자, 레스토랑 칸에서 부크를 만나라. 맛있는 랍스터. 아, 랍스터. 랍스터라고 해봤자 그냥 좀 맛있는 새우 아니야? 안 먹어봐서 제대로. 대게 같은 건 가끔 한번 먹어봤는데 랍스터는 솔직히 이제
Excuse me, monsieur. Pierre asked me to inform you that a passenger left us, so his room is yours. Monsieur Bouc instructed that your things be transferred to room 202 during dinner. You will be more comfortable in first class.
It is true what you say. Thank you,
Mr. Fauché, monsieur.
포시. 알았어, 포시 씨. 내 객실은
Where will my new compartment be?
Room 202 is at the far end of the previous car.
I see, thank you.
무슨 일을
What is
하시지?
your position on the Orient Express?
I manage the bar car, and I also do the restaurant car service.
Well, then do not let me keep you. Lobster tonight, isn't it?
Yes, indeed.
I'll leave you to it then.
See you soon, monsieur.
뜬뜬. 제 여기 숨겨놓은 여기 총기 숨겨져 있어야지. 아 미션 임파서블이 아니야 이건. 화장실. 애초에 이제 아가사 크리스티의 오리엔트 특급 살인 사건 특급 살인이 이제 그거라서 유명한 소설이라서 영상화도 엄청 많이 됐을 거예요. 네. 애초에 워낙 유명한 추리소설이라서.
Please, my friend, join me. I have taken the liberty of ordering you your lobster.
Thank you. It appears our fellow passengers are all gathered here again tonight.
모션이 다양하지 않아서 그래요.
If I had but the pen of a Balzac, I would depict this scene.
Oh, it is an idea that.
Ah, you agree. It has not been done, I think. And yet, it lends itself to romance, my friend. All around us are people of all classes, of all nationalities, of all ages. For 3 days, these people, these strangers to one another, are brought together. They sleep and eat under one roof. They cannot get away from each other. At the end of the journey, they part.
괜찮네.
They go their several
야,
ways,
처음 만나도 그냥
never
이제
perhaps to
한잔
see
하면
each
이제
other
적시요
again.
한번 하면
Certainly
짱친
it
되는 거야.
interests us, inviting us to watch and wonder about their lives.
I know you, my
네,
friend.
아직 사건은 일어나지 않았습니다.
Even now, your mind, it is at work. Let us test it. For example, what do you make of those?
I was visiting my daughter. She works at the American Embassy in Istanbul. I told her she'd never find a husband there. Since I wanted to see Paris on my way home, she told me I should take this high-class train. I can't wait to see Paris. It looks beautiful in the movies, but it couldn't be more beautiful than Schenectady in the good old US of A. That's where I'm living now. And you, Miss Debenham, was it? Where do you hail from?
I was born in the UK.
Oh, that's in England, isn't it? What do you do for a living?
I teach English to children in other countries.
I see. Oh, I wish I spoke a foreign language. My daughter speaks several languages. Let me tell you about
기승전 무조건 딸자랑이네.
I must admit I'm not right this time.
아니 마흔으로 안 보이시던데. 하긴 근데 23이라고 하기엔 또 너무 또 아니 그 연배가 있어 보이시고
There is much you can
애매하긴 하다.
learn about someone just by observing them and listening. For example, that lady is reserved. She reveals little. She is self-contained. Some secret prompts her to allow her dinner companion to carry the conversation. I confess, in this case, what I witnessed in Istanbul suggests more, but I will respect her privacy.
You will always amaze me.
딴딴딴.
Mamma mia, you can feel the power of an engine. We climb into the mountains with ease. I know something about the power, and this baby has it in spades.
그래봤자
Something special about it.
고속열차 미만잡인데.
I sell toys, and model trains are one of our biggest items. And not just for children either.
You sell model cars too?
Sure, but give me a train any day.
Oh, my friend. What do you have against the cars? Now I work at Fortuna in Italy as a spokesperson. We are producing the next generation of electric cars, the Fortuna Firenze. Like the city, it is beautiful. We got the competitors looking over their shoulders so much, they're going to hit something.
Didn't mean to be insulting. It's just that there's something magical about a train.
딴딴. 뭐야 저 얼굴로 나랑 동갑 아니 이라고?
The loud gentleman is very
동갑은 아니지만 아무튼
confident,
나랑 비슷한
a master
연배라고.
of his own fate. It is
인생
as
참
much
힘들게
in the
살았나 보네.
inflection as it is in the words. He believes in winning. Also, that he is the one who will win.
You are a magician.
Oh, it is not a parlor trick, my friend. It is simply observation.
My friend, this is one of the best desserts I have ever eaten.
You have always had the sweet tooth.
But it is a masterpiece. I can't understand how the dessert can be so good. I would love to know what the recipe is.
닐슨의 레시피. 친구 부크를 위해 닐슨의 레시피를 얻어야 한다. 친구한테 열쇠를 태워준 값을 해야지. 뭐 일어나갖고 레시피 얻으면 얻어야 되는 거 아니냐? 가갖고. 전체 요리 연어 그라블렉스 스타일 리몬첼로 비네그레트 드레싱 약간의 세몰리나와 아삭아삭한 채에서 뭔 개소리인지 모르겠다. 주요 요리 마늘크림으로 구운 랍스터 메달리온 버터 거품을 내고 향 같은 오리엔트 러브를 곁들인 감자 소테 디저트 깜짝 특별 오리엔트 특급 열자 디저트.
I couldn't tell what flavor the ice cream is.
이 다음 중 이 아이스크림의 맛은 레몬.
It looks like lemon. Look at the zest.
Yes, I wasn't sure what that was. What is the red fruit?
라즈베리.
It looks like a raspberry.
You have a good eye, Poirot. The biscuit is the foundation of the dessert.
와플 아니요?
All else is built upon it. What do you think?
무슨 비스킷?
It looks like crushed biscuits, my friend.
Finally observed, indeed. Poirot, I am embarrassed to ask you a great favor.
부끄럽고 무리한 부탁이면 하지 마.
I'm on this
애초에
train
처음부터.
due to the great favor you have done me.
날
How
귀찮게
may
하지
I
말라고.
assist you?
This dessert is sublime. If only I had the recipe. Unfortunately, the pastry chef, Miss Nielsen, she will guard her secrets. But you, my friend, I am sure you could make her confess.
You wish me to persuade the pastry chef to give up her recipe?
You who are the expert at interrogation.
Book, it is a dessert.
It is the pinnacle of desserts. You, my friend, who, as you say, are on this train, I blush to remind you.
Fine, you win. Again, what wouldn't I do for you, my friend?
Oh, thank you, Poirot. Good luck.
딴딴따단딴. 근데 이제 목숨 건다고 레시피까지 이거 알아내가지고 뭐 새로 살림이라 그거라 그거 뭐 장사라도 하려 그러나?
Good evening, mademoiselle.
Good evening, sir. How can I help you?
That was a magnificent dessert you served us tonight. I wanted to tell you personally how much both Monsieur Bouc and I enjoyed it.
Thank you very much, sir.
In fact, it is so good. Monsieur Bouc insists on knowing how you made it.
Oh, sir, I'm sorry. You must know a chef never gives away their recipes. But, well, you helped with the refrigerator, and without space in it for me, there would have been no dessert. Very well. To prepare tonight's dessert, first I melt sugar to make caramel. Then I spread this caramel to make tuiles. Between two tuiles, I add a small scoop of lemon ice cream, and I put the whole thing on a strawberry crown.
Poirot, you are suspicious even now. The pastry chef gave up her prized recipe a little too easily. I sense she wasn't entirely honest with me.
다 알려주겠니?
Thank you for sharing your recipe with me, but I doubt those are strawberries you're using.
Oops. You have a good eye, Monsieur Poirot. Very well. What fruit do you think I used?
라즈베리.
You used raspberries, not strawberries. I'm not fooled.
You're right. Mr. Book, he couldn't tell the difference. Let's move on to the bottom part of the dessert.
My favorite part of the dessert.
First, I melted some butter. I crumbled pieces of chocolate into the butter. Then I placed the mix in a circular mold. Finally, I let the whole thing cool down to let it harden.
또? 넌 정말 거짓말쟁이구만. 뭐만 하든
Certainly not chocolate.
뭘 하든 거짓말을 하고
See, you
있으면은
do have an excellent palate. Do you know what ingredients I used?
무슨 비스켓?
A clever pastry chef might mix crushed biscuits with butter to create this delicious base.
That's it. You're getting closer to the entire recipe.
Closer? I've caught murderers with less difficulty than this.
I'll give you one last challenge. I'm sure you will be able to figure out the order I mix my ingredients in. If you can, you will have earned my recipe.
Mademoiselle, solving the murder of Roger Ackroyd was easier than this.
자, 디저트에 속한 커스터드 과자의 재료 순서를 찾아야 한다. 달걀과 오렌지 껍질은 레시피 순서에서 맨 오른쪽에서로부터 있다. 설탕과 우유는 연이어 추가하면 안 된다. 달걀은 처음 또는 맨 마지막에 추가한다. 딴따란따.
This is wrong.
이런.
But I'm never far from the truth.
오케이, 이거다.
That's the right answer.
As promised, my recipe is yours. Give me 5 minutes to write it down for you.
Thank you. I am in your debt. I can take advantage of this moment to resume my little observation.
Did you enjoy the meal?
I'm not used to meals like this.
You do not have good restaurants in Kenya?
Actually, we do. This isn't the 1930s.
I did not mean to offend.
You didn't like the meal?
The lobster, it was undercooked, and the potatoes were too dry.
I expect, being Princess Dragomirov's assistant, you must be used to eating well.
Cooking is an art. You do not need to wear the chef's hat to be an artist.
What is your favorite dish?
Curry roast. It is a specialty of mine.
보자고.
I do not think, Poirot. That is not a good answer.
너는 왜 이렇게 애들이 살 다 거늙었어?
My cells did not let me down.
I made a lot of progress on the expenses last night, sir. I should be done by tomorrow morning.
You're supposed to be a fast worker, Hector.
Sorry, sir. Working here is not as comfortable as in our office in Boston.
You're lucky to ride in a train like this.
딴딴따단.
Think, Poirot.
미쿡.
That was easy.
Here you are, sir. My recipe. Please tell Mr. Book he should not expect my recipes for the other desserts.
Thank you very much, mademoiselle. I know he will sincerely appreciate the gesture, and I will make certain he gets the message.
자, 가져왔다.
Poirot,
거참.
you were gone such a long time.
It proved more challenging than I expected.
This is wonderful. Did it require the use of your little grey cells?
More the exercise of my little taste buds.
Thank you so much, my friend. Eat your dessert. You've earned it.
딴딴.
Good evening. My name is Ratchet. I think that I have the pleasure of speaking to Mr. Hercule Poirot, is that so?
You have been correctly informed, monsieur.
Your exploits are well known on my side of the Atlantic. In my country, we come to the point quickly. Mr. Poirot, I want you to take on a job for me. Are you interested in earning a lot of money?
My clientele, monsieur, is limited nowadays. I undertake very few cases.
Why, naturally. I understand that. But this, Mr. Poirot, means big money. Big money.
사업가.
No, not good.
너 미국이야? 하여간 미국 놈들 돈이면 다 되는 줄
I'll
알아요.
write again.
돈이면 다 되죠.
That happens to me a lot.
항상 옳습니다, 돈은.
What is it you wish me to do for you, monsieur Ratchet?
Mr. Poirot, I am a rich man. A very rich man. Men in that position have enemies. I have an enemy.
Monsieur, in my experience, when a man is in a position to have, as you say, enemies, then it does not usually resolve itself into one enemy only.
Yes, I appreciate that point. Enemy or enemies, it doesn't matter. What does matter is my safety. My life has been threatened, Mr.
아, 그래요? 첫바다로 죽으시죠. 그래야 사건이 시작될 테니까. 어차피 님은 죽게 돼 있어요. 죽고 나서 범인을 내가 찾는 거지. 빨리 죽어.
I regret, monsieur, that I cannot oblige you.
What's wrong with my proposition?
죽으십시오.
If you will
그건
forgive me
정해졌습니다.
for being personal, I do not like your face.
이미 플래그를 꼽아버렸어요,
Now,
당신은.
if you wouldn't mind, I'd like to finish my coffee peacefully.
딴딴. 이제 난 어디로 가야 하죠, 아저씨? 객실에서 잠잡니다. 이제 자고 일어나면 한 명 DJ 있겠구만. 뭐 정해진 수순이지. 누구야? 빨리 죽어. 그래야 이야기가 재밌어진다고. 꼼짝 마! 지금부터 움직이는 게 아니라 다 범인이야. 다 죽는다. 지금부터. 나 빼고 다 범인이야. 움직이는 놈부터 죽여주겠어. 딴딴 따라따라따.
A nightcap, Monsieur Poirot?
A cup of coffee, Monsieur Fauché. Then I will retire to my new compartment.
I'm sure you will find it to be most comfortable.
뿅.
We have stopped?
Yes, sir. Belgrade Station. If you'd like to go out and get some fresh air, now is the time. The train leaves at 9:15.
No.
그리고 9시 15분까지
I will not seek out the fresh air.
국수 60그릇을 먹고 30그릇을 먹고 와야
May I
되는
suggest
미션이
a chocolate
시작되는데.
to accompany your coffee? It is produced by my father, the best chocolatier.
1박 2일이야?
I would never refuse a chocolate with such high recommendation.
I know you will enjoy it, and please let me know if there is anything else you require.
빨리 나고해.
No.
프랑스. 오늘 프랑스인도 아니야? 스위스인이야? 아니 근데 이거 국적을 어떻게 알지?
I'm right again.
대사에 있나?
That happens to me
그게?
a lot.
아니면 미국인들만이 할 수 있는 그 영어를 잘하는 사람만이 할 수 있는 약간 미묘한 억양이
Is
있나?
there anything you
그게 다 각
require?
나라마다의.
No, merci.
그러니까요. 억양 때문에 억양으로 알아들어야 되는 건가? 무슈는 프랑스 말 아닌가요?
Why, I thought you'd left us.
You misunderstood me.
But, man, your baggage, it's gone.
It has been moved into another compartment, that is all.
Oh, I see.
따라란 1등석.
I wish you a good night, Monsieur Poirot.
Good night.
그렇다네요.
I hope you'll sleep well and that your head will be better in the morning.
It is just the cold. I'm now making myself a cup of tea.
I hope it'll warm you up.
I hope so. Good night.
Well, good night, my dear. What a brave girl. On the other hand, that man there in the next cabin, Monsieur Ratchet, he scares the hell out of me. There's something wrong about that man. My daughter always says I'm very intuitive. When Mama gets a hunch, she's dead right. That's what my daughter says. And I've got a hunch about that man. He's next door to me, and I don't like it. I put my bags against the communicating door last night. I thought I heard him trying the handle. Well, whoever you are, I'm going right to bed to read.
아니 처음 보는데 그런 얘기를 해 나한테? 오래 못 사시겠네.
I am.
금방 가시겠다. 지옥으로. 왜 이렇게 미스터 앤더슨 씨랑 그분이랑 비슷하지? 스미스 요원이랑 그 느낌 나지? 어쨌든 난 와 방봐 그래 이 정도는 돼야지 방이 명탐정인데.
Ah, finally a real bed fit for a king or a very tired detective.
난 또 빨간 내복이라도 입고 자는 줄. 제 복도에서 소란이 일어났다. 드디어 한놈 감히 엔티티님 한놈 올라갑니다. 12시 37분.
Monsieur Ratchet?
Ce n'est rien, je me suis trompé.
뜬뜬. 뭐지? 아이폰도 아니고 그냥 폰도 아닌 애매한 폰은. 뭐 다시 자야 돼? 알았어. 자고 일어나면 또 진짜 이제 한놈 올라갑니다. 또? 무한 직후염인가? 1시 15분. 이것들아 좀 잠 좀 자자. 1시간만 다가 사람 끼고 지랄이야.
Good night, madam.
괜찮습니까?
The American lady?
Yes, don't worry. You'll know how Mrs. Hubbard is. Imagine to yourself the time I have had with her. She insists, but insists, that there is a man in her compartment. Just imagine it, monsieur. In a space of this size, where would he conceal himself? I argue with her. I point out that it is impossible. She insists. She woke up and there was a man there. And how, I ask, did he get out and leave the door bolted behind him? But she will not listen to reason.
That one does not leave time to listen.
열차가 멈춘 겁니까?
The train has stopped, Mr. Michel.
We have run into a snowdrift. Heaven knows how long we shall be here. I remember once being snowed in for 7 days.
Where are we?
Between Vinkovsky and Brod.
Oh la la. It's time for me to go back to bed.
I wish you a good night, monsieur. Or what is left of it.
이제 깨우지 마라. 그리고 다음날. 야! 야, 25분 만에 또 깨워? 야, 이거 뭐야, 이거 어쩌라는 거야, 나보고. 잘하는 거야, 말라는 거야. 이 정도면 이제 잠드는 거 가지고 공문하는 거 아니야? 뭐야, 저건 또, 저건 또 뭐야, 용 가운 저 뭐야. 아니. 그만해. 이제.
The train is still stuck and the snow continues to fall. I should have taken an airplane. Well, I must make the best of it and join the other passengers for breakfast.
뭐 설국열차도 아니고 씨.
The train still hasn't left.
이제 여기서 이제 오리엔트 특급 열차 살인 사건 살인을 그 약간 뒤틀려면 이제 주인공 빼고 전부 죽은 거지. 거기서부터 시작되는 거야.
The finest of curling irons for the moustache. Wax to preserve the perfect symmetry of the moustache. The moustache comb to tame unruly knots.
오. 왠지 코카콜라 곰이 한 명 살고 있을 것 같은 느낌이 갑자기.
Good morning, Monsieur Michel.
Good morning, sir. Please enjoy our special breakfast in our restaurant.
펩시 먹으면 달려와서 한 대 칠 것 같은.
This delay is intolerable. I'm supposed.
My daughter said it would be the easiest way in the world. Just sit on.
Good morning, madam. The snow is a predicament, is it not?
네, 안녕하세요.
Snow is no stranger to me.
Ah, the accent. Would it be St. Petersburg?
You are very perceptive. Monsieur Poirot, is it not?
And may I take it I have the honor of addressing Princess Natalia Dragomirov?
We dispense with the old titles these days. My husband, all of my past, was taken from me by these Stalinists. When they were gone, I became director of the St. Petersburg Museum of Antiquities to restore and preserve what I can of my country's history.
Still, the delay must be vexing.
If I must be late for my appointments, then they will wait.
I know that I would certainly wait, madame. It has been my extreme pleasure to make your acquaintance, madame.
Au revoir, Monsieur Poirot.
A beautiful piano. What a luxury. Mademoiselle, you are not concerned about the train stopping?
What can one do?
Indeed, this does not make the train move.
아, 떡볶이 드세요. 아, 나도 떡볶이 지금 요즘에 갑자기 원래 떡볶이를 별로 좋아하지 않았는데 갑자기 엄청 먹고 싶더라고요.
And that is?
하지만 참고 있습니다. 떡볶이야말로 진짜 다이어트의 적.
You have probably noticed her. She just has to lift her little finger and ask for something in a polite voice, and the whole train runs.
It runs also for my friend Monsieur Bouc, but that is because he is a director of the line, not because he has a masterful character.
You don't have to have a strong will when you have power. But I suspect I did not need to tell you that, Mr.
아니 잠깐만 소리야. 포켓몬입니다.
Good morning, Mr. Fauché. You have early customers, I see.
Yes, I am stuck serving here as well at breakfast. Everyone is impatient. They keep complaining that the train is not moving. As if I could get out and push it.
It's too early for me to order a boxcar. That is the appropriate drink, I believe.
A gin triple sec, lemon and grenadine mix. A drink for a train indeed.
But not perhaps for my breakfast. I think I will settle for an omelette.
Good luck, sir. Miss Nielsen is helping to serve in the dining car.
아, 집밥 줘 빨리. 뭐야, 얘들 둘이나 뭐 그새 친해졌어?
It won't do much good complaining to me. That fellow there with the moustache, he may know something.
Excusez-moi, sir.
Yes?
Monsieur Bouc asks for you to join him in compartment 203.
Look here, Poirot. Can you tell us anything?
I can tell you the snow, it will not move aside on its own.
Of course, but you obviously have some influence with Book.
I am going to see him now. I will ask him if he has any...
3만 원 감사합니다. 유튜브에서 3만 원이 터지고 말았다. 그렇지. 저희 사리새우 여러분들께 쓰도록 하겠습니다.
Information.
감사합니다. 부크는 또 어디 갔냐 그러고 보니까. 아니.
You can never have too many of these.
아무튼 내일은 앨런 웨이크 하게요. 근데 앨런 웨이크 이거 PC판으로 사야 될지 플스판 최적화가 너무 안 좋을 것 같아서 콘솔 버전이 PC판을 사긴 사야 될 것 같은데 PC판 최적화도 안 좋을 것 같아서 걱정입니다. 네. 보통 거지같이 아는 게 아닐 것 같아서. 부크야 어디 갔니? 1등 칸에 있니? 저기 있네.
Ah, my good friend. Come in. We have need of you.
What has occurred?
A passenger lies dead in his bed. Stabbed.
A passenger?
응?
Which
자다가
passenger?
자다가 죽었다고?
In there. He's an American. A man called Ratchet. It was his valet, Masterman, who was worried that Mr. Ratchet was not awake yet. Pierre Michel, the conductor, decided to break in and found the body.
I see. Well, my friend, I think it is best not to touch anything and wait for the police to arrive.
Oh, I tried to call the police, but there is no cell tower for many kilometers. We could be stuck in the snow for hours. The murderer is with us. On the train, now! The sooner we catch him, the sooner we'll be out of danger. The Dr. Constantine is already examining the body.
Mon ami, this is not a missing train ticket. We must follow procedure. We must wait for the police to secure the crime scene.
Please, Poirot. I will take full responsibility.
Book, you ask. Well, if we cannot contact the outside world, then... Oh, you are going to drive me crazy. In truth, this problem intrigues me. I was reflecting not half an hour ago that many hours of boredom lay ahead whilst we are stuck here. And now, a problem lies ready to my hand.
You accept then?
C'est entendu. You place the matter in my hands.
레치스 죽음. 드디어 한 놈 갔습니다.
Mr. Poirot, I am Dr. Constantine.
네가 범인이지?
Forgive me, doctor. You are a medical examiner?
No, but I have assisted in postmortems at Nairobi Hospital, where I am a teaching fellow.
I am familiar with your excellent institution.
I do not intend to perform a full autopsy, but a preliminary examination should be of some use.
Of course. May I have a look? Then we can compare notes.
Please, if you need any help, I won't be far away.
케냐랬죠. 지금 검시고 의사겠지만.
I do not think that's the right answer. This is wrong. But
아니 이 얼굴로 47세면 네가 범인이야. 이건 범인 이건 어쩔 수 없어. 너 분명 뭔가를 속이고 있어 나한테. 이 얼굴로 47이라고? 이건 분명해. 이거 너 다 의사 양반 먹는 걸 속이고 있는 거야 나한테. 그렇게밖에 날 수 없다. 그렇게밖에 말할 수 없다고. 살인이 벌어진 밤.
I'm sorry, doctor, but I must question you.
Of course. I must be considered under suspicion like everyone else.
May I know your movements last night?
I share compartment 101 with Mr. Book. He would not stop talking about his beloved train. I listened to him for hours talking about his Orient Express.
My friend Book will no doubt confirm this.
희생자와의 관계.
Did you know the victim?
Not at all. I noticed him last night at dinner, but I did not pay much attention.
객실의 증거.
Did you touch anything in here this morning?
I checked for a pulse. There was none. Rigor mortis had commenced. The body was cool to the touch. I touched nothing else.
희생자.
What can you tell me about the victim?
He died from multiple stab wounds of varying angles and depth. More than one would have been fatal. I would place the time of death roughly between midnight and 2 a.m. With more time, I hope I can be more precise.
추리.
I assume the open window complicates matters.
Indeed. Conditions are not perfect.
Thank you for your help, Doctor. Where can the killer have gone?
객실을 어떻게 빠져나간 걸까?
The snow is falling only lightly this morning. The murderer would have left tracks in the snow if he had jumped out the window.
딱히 발자국은 없어 보이는데? 아니면 창문을 타고 위쪽으로 올라갔나? 위쪽으로 올라가서 튀었나? 그런 가정도 가능하죠. 차가 멈춰 있었으니까 움직였으면 모르겠는데. 야, 보통 이런 건 0000이야. 일신장 111이야. 이것도 아니야? 1234야. 9876이야. 아니군. 이런.
This door communicates with compartment 204. The latch is open on this side. The chain lock is broken. Monsieur Michel told me that he broke the chain on the door to get into the room.
과연 시계.
The watch is broken.
1시
The hands
15분.
are stopped at 1:15 a.m. One would expect that to be the time when the attack occurred. The watch is one.
As you see, the victim has been
칼에
stabbed many
찔렸다.
times. Several alone would have been fatal.
Yes, I agree. An attack most savage.
I will, of course, prepare a complete report on my findings.
Thank you. I'll take photos.
어이? 총기?
Last night, Monsieur Ratchet said he.
하지만 총을 꺼낼 새도 없이 칼에 찔려
See now
죽었다.
what he meant. He knew he was in danger and wanted to be ready. Yet it was no use to him. I will leave it here for the police. This phone was deliberately smashed.
일부러 스마트폰을 작살했어.
I'm sure I will find some interesting things inside.
이건 뭐지?
It
바나나?
belonged to Ratchet?
손수건.
A handkerchief.
H.
There's a letter H embroidered on it.
자, 마인드맵. 복설 때문에 멈췄고 창문이 열려 있었어. 살인지가 다음 역에서 창문을 통해 빠져나가려 했을 가능성도 있지만 열차가 멈춰버려 불가능한 이야기가 되었다. 체인이 끊어져 있었다.
No, not good.
자, 살인자가 복도 출입문을 나갈 가능성은 없을 것 같다. 안에서 잠겨 있었으니까. 다음. 자, 살인자는 잠겨있지 않은 연결문을 통해 빠져나갈 수 있었다. 결론.
So, the murderer must have exited through Madame Hubbard's room. My little grey cells did not.
그리고 허버드 부인도 죽어 있으면 안 되는데. 자, 뭔가 보거나 들은 사람들 중에 누구의 객실이 레치가 가장 가까운지 물어봐야겠다. 객실을 떠나는 살인자를 보았을 목격자 미셸, 그리고 허버드, 최소 이 2명. 자, 미셸은 계속 그 복도를 지키고 있었고 허버드 부인은 그거 연관이 있었으니까. 자, 일단 허버드 먼저 신문해자. 부인 먼저 한번 말을 들어보죠.
This door.
뜬뜬. 야라이. 자, 앨리스는 1000개의 꽃이 핀 숲을 거니고 있습니다. 앨리스는 꽃 10개를 꺾어 꽃다발을 만들어냈습니다. 그런데 갑자기 꽃다발이 나비로 변해 사라지고 땅에 핀 꽃들도 2배나 많아지는 게 아니겠어요. 자, 문에 도착한 앨리스는 문에서 한 가지 질문을 발견했습니다. 숲에 나가려는 자는 대답하라. 현재 숲에 남은 꽃은 몇 송이인가? 1000개에서 10개 꺾었어. 딴딴딴 9,990개. 아니 990개. 1980?
Not exactly the reading material one would expect of a man like Ratchet. Expensive clothing, recently laundered.
삐삐. 여라이.
Not very surprising.
현금.
Ratchet had an appointment he will never keep. A meeting place on the back of a postcard. Someone with the initials A.W. Unusual letter, this.
남을 해친 악행도 언젠가 다 돌려받으리라. 사신이 다가온 줄 알고 있어라. 우린 절대 잊지 않는다. 이런 협박을 받았다는 것 같다.
I shouldn't leave until I have finished inspecting the crime scene. A box of
수면제
sleeping
한 갑.
pills. I wonder what could be in this photo.
여울이 아니니? 아니겠지? 이런 허접한 거 내가 복구 못할 것 같아? 딴따단 따다다단. 오케이. 데이지를 위하여.
For Daisy.
For Daisy.
Interesting.
I'm right again. That happens to me a lot.
사건 재구성. 자, 사건 당일 수면제를 복용했어. 그리고 협박하는 편지. 레치슨 경기를 놓치지 않고 있었다.
I must admit I'm not right this time.
레치는 경기하는 와중에서도 수면제를 복용했다.
I can't imagine Ratchet taking a sleeping pill if he feared for his life. Et voilà.
짠짠. 레치 고용한 사람. 맥퀸.
No, no, no.
맥퀸과 포스카렐리.
I must.
좋아. 이 두 사람이었어.
That's the right answer.
레치스의 운전기사와 비서 둘 다 신문해봐야 되고, 이 동물인형 사진은 또 어떤 영향을 끼칠지 사건에.
I think I've seen everything I need at the moment. I'm counting on you to finish your analysis.
I'll have a more detailed report for you as soon as I can.
The chain lock, Monsieur Mich.
So, Poirot, did you find anything out?
It's a bit early for the handcuffs, my friend. Even for Hercule Poirot. Do not worry, mon ami. I believe our culprit has no plans to strike again. Monsieur Ratchet was the target. Of that I am convinced.
알리바이.
Tell me, Book, how did you spend last night?
This is a joke, I hope. Don't you trust your old friend?
My friend, calm yourself. I must hear your story in order to corroborate other accounts.
Ah, naturally. Let me see. I went to my compartment after dinner. Dr. Constantine was already there. We talked about his career. He's a Cambridge man, you know. After university, he returned to his country and has done much good there. He was so interested in the Orient Express. I told him all the anecdotes I know. I'm not certain when we fell asleep, but it was very late.
자, 수사 현황.
Here is what I have found out. Monsieur Ratchet was stabbed many times. I also found threatening letters in his safe. He had a loaded gun under his pillow, so he was on guard, ready to defend himself. However, there was an empty glass with white residue at the bottom. I suspect a barbiturate. Perhaps he was forced to take it. In any case, I am certain he was unconscious, unable to defend himself. I also found several other items at the crime scene, possibly related to the murder. They must be investigated.
By all means, Poirot. As fast as you can.
I also found liquid for an electronic cigarette, but I could not find a vape. This might belong to the murderer.
This criminal is an amateur.
승객 명단.
I need a list of the passengers with their compartment numbers.
Pierre Michel will have it.
I must interview the rest of the passengers and the staff.
I'll be in the bar car if you need me. We are hours late. Soon I hope help will arrive.
자, 허버드 씨.
Good morning, madam. I am Hercule Poirot.
Caroline Hubbard. What can I do for you, Mr. Poirot?
I am the bearer of unfortunate news.
It's obvious with all the commotion that something has happened.
Madame Hubbard, I am afraid your neighbor, Monsieur Ratchet, was murdered last night.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I knew it.
I would like to ask you some questions, but first, may I inspect your room?
Of course, yes, you must.
우리나라는 사실 이제 웬만하면 기차로 하루 내로 다 갈 수 있는 곳들이니까 땅 자체가 그러게 막 이제 막 기차로 며칠씩 여행하고 이런 게 아니니까요. 네.
Et voilà.
낭만은 있을 것 같은데 낭만보다 불편할 것 같아.
This door connects to Monsieur Ratchet's compartment. It was latched on this side. The luxury of the Orient Express is present in every detail.
딱히 뭐 없는디? 미국인이요? 그냥 찍은 거예요. 이게 영어를 잘하면 이제 특유의 나라마다 그 주인 인물들 억양이 있어가지고 그 억양 보고 맞춘다는 건데, 예, 저도 영어를 잘 못하니까 그냥 찍어 맞췄어요. 뭐 대단한 추리 실력이라도 있어서 맞췄을 것 같아. 그런 거 없어요 저도. 네, 그냥 찍었는데 한 번에 맞춘 거예요. 네. 이제 미국이면 미국 영어 보면 영어 나라마다 또 억양이 있잖아요. 아시아인이 하는 영어 억양이 있고 막 이런 게 있잖아. 각 나라마다.
Here is a jacket button. It bears the logo of the Orient Express.
발음이라든가 뉘앙스라든가 이탈리아인이 하는 영어라든가 뭐 이런 게 다 있잖아요. 그 약간 모국어 억양에 맞춰가지고 약간 그 스타일로 말을 하잖아 다들.
Another golden moustache.
자, 어쨌든 간에 어젯밤 상황 한번 물어보죠.
Please tell me about last night.
The murderer was right here in my compartment. I woke up. All in the dark it was. I was just so scared I couldn't scream. I pressed the call button. I pressed and pressed. I heard footsteps running in the corridor, then a knock on my door. Come in, I screamed. And I switched on the lights at the same time. And would you believe it? There wasn't a soul there.
You think he went back into the other compartment?
How do I know where he went? I had my eyes shut tight. The conductor came in. I told the man what had happened, and he didn't seem to believe me. I asked him to search the room, but he found nothing. I told the conductor to look at the door between the compartments, and sure enough, it wasn't bolted. Well, I soon saw to that. I told him to bolt it, then and there.
연결.
How is it you didn't bolt the door between the two compartments?
But I had. Well, as a matter of fact, I asked that Swedish lady, Olsen, Greta, if it was bolted, and she said it was.
How was it you could not see for yourself?
I was already in bed, and my toiletry bag was hanging on the hook of the door. I couldn't see the latch from where I was.
What time was it when you asked her to do this for you?
Oh, it must have been around 10:30 or 10:45 p.m. She'd come along to see if I had an aspirin. But instead of opening my door, she opened Mr. Ratchet's door by mistake. He said something quite rude, like, "Not a chance, lady, you're too old." It shocked her. She came in. I told her where to find the aspirin, and she got it out of my toiletry bag. Poor girl, she didn't have a good night.
The same could be said for Monsieur Ratchet. It appears Mademoiselle Olsen may be the last person to see Ratchet alive.
H자수 박힌 손수건.
Is this your handkerchief?
No, not at all.
Yet it is embroidered with an initial H, like your name.
I don't care. It's not mine, and I would certainly never buy something so impractical as that frilly thing.
흡연자인가?
Are you a smoker?
No, definitely not. Filthy habit.
단추.
I found a jacket button on your table. It looks like it belongs to
승객 거겠지.
a passenger on the train who may have entered your room.
Miss Olsen was my only visitor. Besides the intruder, of course. But that doesn't look like a regular button, does it?
No, it has the Orient Express logo engraved on it. I have not finished inspecting your room. If you don't mind, let's see if Mrs. Hubbard was telling the truth about the latch of the connecting door. This hook is probably where Mrs. Hubbard hung her toiletry bag. This hook is probably where Mrs.
이거구나. 화장품 가방.
I can see the latch very well from here, even with the toiletry bag attached. I'll have to clear that up with Mrs. Hubbard. Mrs. Hubbard, you told me that the door connecting the two compartments was closed, correct?
Yes, it was, as I told you. I was already in bed and my toiletry bag was hanging on the hook of the door. I couldn't see the latch from where I was. That's why I asked Miss Olsen to check if it was closed.
Are you sure everything you've told me is accurate, Madame?
넌 지금 거짓말을 하고 있어.
I have an excellent memory.
Mrs. Hubbard, I tested putting your toiletry bag on the door hook as you told me. From your bed, you can easily see the latch on the door. The toiletry bag does not hide the latch at all.
Are you saying I'm lying? It may have been stuck somehow in a different position, or I may not have seen it in the darkness. Or I didn't think to look, you irritating man.
Details matter, madame. A man has been most savagely murdered. You will excuse me if I attempt to separate the truth from the false.
Forget my toiletry bag and focus on who entered my compartment. Probably after killing Mr. Ratchet.
Madame Hubbard is a force to be reckoned with, but I suspect I'm not done with her. Thank you for your assistance, madame.
자, 일단 버버드 완료했고 이제 미셸.
Monsieur Michel, I must ask you a few questions if you don't mind.
I will do everything I can to help.
First of all, tell me about yourself.
Very well. My name, as you know, is Pierre Michel. I am from Calais. I've been with the company for over 15 years.
Thank you.
어렸을 때 읽었던 것 같기도 한데 정확하진 않아요. 아마 한 읽어봤던 것 같기도 하고.
I'm right again.
아마 이제 읽었어도 지금 기억을 못하니까 의미가 없을 거예요, 사실.
Can you provide me
안
with a
읽었다고 봐야죠,
listing
사실.
of the passengers and their rooms, please?
Yes, certainly.
뜬뜬. 콘스탄틴 해리스 맥퀸 마스터먼 보스카렐리 데버넘 로크 슈미치 아버스넛 드라고미로프 하드먼 페트로비크 레치드 허버드 안드르니.
Are you a smoker?
Indeed.
Do you smoke e-cigarettes?
No. Tobacco only.
I would like to reconstruct with your help the events of last night. Monsieur Ratchet retired to bed. When?
Almost immediately after dinner, sir. Actually, before we left Belgrade.
Did anybody go into his compartment after that?
His valet, monsieur. Monsieur Masterman. And then his secretary, the young American gentleman. Monsieur McQueen.
And that is the last time you saw or heard of him?
No, monsieur. You forget that Monsieur Ratchet rang his bell around 12:40 a.m., soon after we had stopped. I knocked at the door, but he called out in French, "Ce n'est rien, je me suis trompé." I then left to answer another bell that had just rung.
Where were you at 1:15 a.m.?
I was sitting on my little seat at the end of the car, facing up the corridor.
Are you sure?
I left a little after 1 a.m. to speak about the snow with my colleague Jean in the bar car. I came back later. There was a call. I remember speaking to you.
Indeed, I remember. Carry on.
It was the American lady, Madame Hubbard. She thought she saw a man in her compartment. Then, around 1:50 a.m., I made the bed for Monsieur Ratchet's secretary, Monsieur McQueen. He had spent the evening talking with the English Captain Arbuthnot. At 2 a.m., I returned to my place and stayed there until dawn.
마지막 정차요.
What is the last station where we stopped?
Vinkovsky.
Could someone have come on board?
Possibly. I was very busy. Owing to the weather, we were a few minutes late. We left at 12:10 a.m.
사라진 단추.
I found a button from an Orient Express staff jacket. Did you lose one by any chance?
No, monsieur. As you can see, I have all my buttons. It is not mine.
자, 미셸의 행동을 재구성해보자. 담배 태우다가 출발하고 이렇게 갔다.
That was easy.
That was easy. 살인자는 미실을 피해갔다. 자, 살인자가 미실을 피하기 위해 사용했을 방법을 2개 선택해봅시다.
Think, Poirot. That is not a good answer. This is...
네, 아니야?
No.
근무지를 비웠어. 이거다. 자, 살인자는 미셸이 사라질 순간을 듣다 오전 1시 15분 정도에 사라졌을 가능성이 있다.
While Monsieur Michel was chatting with Monsieur Fauché in the bar car between 1 a.m. and 2 a.m., the murderer could have escaped Ratchet's room without being seen. That was easy.
That was easy. 일단 이걸 하기 전에, 지목하기 전에 얘들도 한번 말을 들어봐야겠죠. 비서랑 운전기사. 다짜고짜 이제 너 범인이야 할 수는 없으니까. 어디 갔어 운전기사? 비서. Where's the 비서 코너? 짠짠. 지금 시점에서요. 허버드? 아니 사실 이제 미셸일 것 같긴 해요. 제 개인적으로. 레치댓에게 원한이 있었던 거지. 어디로 증발한 거야 이것들? 1호실 102호실 쪽으로 가봐야 되나?
Monsieur Edward Masterman, I believe. May I ask you some questions?
I can barely talk.
치통?
I have a terrible toothache.
We have a doctor on board the train. Perhaps...
I do not need a doctor. I use essential oils. If you can find my flask of clove oil in my box, I would be grateful.
Fine, if you insist. I will help you.
마스터먼의 지통.
By the smell, I think that the jojoba oil spilled on the other bottles, leaving their labels illegible. I must find another way to find
제발
which
이런.
one is Masterman's toothache remedy. The weighing scale is soaked in jojoba oil. It's unusable. Ah, this old scale will do the job. To start, I must first arrange the vials from the lightest to the heaviest.
이거 아니야, 정이야? 아유, 임마 이것들아.
To start, now that I know the order, I think that I can easily guess which one is the clove oil. Here is Monsieur
이거야.
Masterman's remedy.
Here is your remedy. I hope it will help.
Thank you very much, sir. Ah, well, I can finally speak without too much pain. I'm ready to answer your questions.
You are Monsieur Ratchet's valet?
Yes, sir.
Were you told?
100% 똑같은지는 모르겠어요. 제가 이 시리즈를 해본 적이 없어가지고. 일단 배경이 2023년이에요. 믿기 힘들지만. 저 복장으로 2023년을 산다는 건 정말 어디 가가지고 싸다고 맞기 딱 좋은데, 아무튼 2023년 사람이래. 누가 봐도 18세 19세기 후반 사람인데 저 복장으로 다니다니.
My little gray cells did not let me down.
애들이 스마트폰을 갖고 다니는데 이제 차표를 어플로 끊는 게 아니라 종이차표 끊고 자빠졌고 막 이래. 범죄가 벌어진 바.
At what hour did you last see Monsieur?
믿을 수 없지만
Must have been
현실입니다.
around 9 p.m., sir. That or a little after. I went to bed around 10:30 p.m., same as the person who shares my room.
혼란스러운
Mr.
게임이야.
Foscarelli.
여러모로.
He almost immediately began snoring.
What did you do then?
I read, sir, and I spent a while soothing my toothache with clove oil and listening to the snoring.
Did you hear anything during the night?
Yes, my roommate snoring.
흡연자.
Are you a smoker?
Yes, sir. I have a cigarette now and then to relax.
Tell me about your employer, Monsieur Ratchet.
I've been working for him for 9 months. I should not wish to speak ill of the dead, but he was not a gentleman, sir.
Did you know that he had enemies?
Yes, sir. I heard him discussing some threatening letters, sir, with Mr. McQueen.
Did he mention these letters to you?
He had been reading a letter when I came in. He asked me if I was the one who put it in his compartment. I told him that I had done no such thing, and he should report it to the police at the next station.
How did he respond?
He laughed, sir.
You're joking.
I do not joke, sir.
Forgive me, I can see you do not. Was he taking sleeping pills?
Always when traveling by train, sir. He said he couldn't sleep otherwise. Last night he asked me to give him 2. I did so, along with a glass of water. He dissolved them in the water.
Did you see him drink the water?
No, sir. I left right after I gave him the pills.
렛칫은 흡연자인가요?
Was Monsieur Ratchet a smoker?
No. He finds smokers disgusting.
Can you tell me again why you gave sleeping pills to Monsieur Ratchet?
Yes, I gave him the pills because when he takes the train, he has trouble sleeping. The letter must have worried him. He specifically asked me to prepare the sleeping pills. I didn't see him drink the water with the pills in it.
그렇죠. 지통으로 정향. 잠깐 그러고 보니까 그러네. 2023년에 20세기 19세기도 아니고 정향유를 지통으로? 하다못해 이제 진통제가 널렸는데? 하다못해 치과 가서 발치라도 하면 되는데? 임플란트 박으면 되잖아, 하다못해. 신경치료를 한다든가. 아, 근데 미국인이면 그럴 수 있어, 의료보험이. 아, 근데 얘들 회사 의료보험 같은 거 있잖아, 애들도. 레시시 개 쓰레기였구나, 의료보험도 안 들어주는.
I need some hard evidence to prove he's lying. What evidence can help me prove he's lying?
Monsieur, I believe you are not telling me the truth.
네, 그래 일단 그런 셜록 드라마 같은 느낌인데 그런 거 치고 너무 현대스럽지 않은 캐릭터들과 현대스럽지 않은 전개죠. 아니 이제 오리엔트 특급 열차 살인 사건을 2023년으로 다시 구현한 다음에 이제 KTX라도 타다가 이제 막 이제 1시간 탄지 10분 만에 사람이 죽어가지고 이제 나머지 그 KTX 그 다음 역에 도착하는 2시간까지 2시간 후에 도착하는 서울 만약에 이제 광주나 부산에서 출발했다 그러면 이제 10분 타고 나서 10분 만에 사람이 죽어가지고 이제 그 서울에 도착할 때까지 1시간 50분 동안 이제 범인을 밝히는 뭐 그런 이야기로 재구성을 해야 되지 않을까 싶은데 어쨌든 그래요. 네, 어쨌든 네. 쓸데없이 올드한 부분은 그대로 너무 그대로 갖고 오는 것 같아가지고 자 거짓말을 입증하는 요소를 고르세요.
He received threatening letters. One, it seems,
그런
last
느낌이죠.
night. Did you know he had
네, 안녕하세요.
a gun under his pillow? And even asked for my help to watch over him? I find it strange that he asked you for
네, 안녕하세요.
sleeping pills when he was afraid for his life and prepared to defend himself.
I'm sure I don't know. Maybe to calm his nerves, maybe out of habit.
It makes no sense.
Wait, please. Isn't it possible that Mr. Ratchet asked me to prepare the pills, but didn't plan to drink them for some reason?
It is possible. But I am a student of character, monsieur, and the Monsieur Ratchet you describe is not the man I met.
If you'll excuse me, my toothache is getting worse again.
I'm afraid this time you must prepare your own clove oil.
일단 운전기사 신문했고 자 이제 비서씨 자스가 겁나 여유롭다. 네가 범인이야.
I believe I am addressing Monsieur Hector McQueen.
Guilty as charged.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, sorry. Just an expression. My father used to say it.
You must have had an interesting childhood. I am Hercule Poirot.
No need to be modest. You're a detective.
You are Monsieur Ratchet's secretary?
I am Mr. Ratchet's secretary. Just over a year. I mainly take care of translating certain texts for him. Mr. Ratchet only speaks English.
Prepare yourself for a shock. Your employer, Monsieur Ratchet, is dead.
So they got him after all.
What do you mean? You are assuming he was murdered?
I know he had enemies.
What can you tell me about Monsieur Ratchet?
He was American. He was an antiques dealer. I don't know much more. Mr. Ratchet never talked about himself or his life, but I think Ratchet wasn't his real name, and he left the United States to run away from something or someone.
Yes?
He started getting letters. Threatening letters.
Do you still have them?
I have one.
Did you know that Monsieur Ratchet had asked for my help?
Asked you? No, I didn't know.
He knew he was in danger. When did you last see him?
Last night around 10 o'clock, I should say.
Did you like your employer, Monsieur McQueen?
No, I did not. He was, I'm sure, a cruel and dangerous man.
범죄가 벌어진 밤.
Can you tell me your movements last night?
I went back to my compartment. I read a little. In Belgrade, I went out onto the platform to smoke, but it was cold. I quickly went back in. I then went to Mr. Ratchet's compartment to take some dictation for him. I left around 10 o'clock. I saw Captain Arbuthnot. We ended up chatting in my compartment. Then we went out on the platform to quickly stretch our legs at Binkovsky. He left around 2 o'clock.
Thank you. I will need to check Monsieur McQueen's story with Captain Arbuthnot.
레치스의 일기장.
I found a diary in Monsieur Ratchet's safe. Did you know about it?
I kept a business appointment book, but I know he had a personal diary as well. That looks like it.
흡연자.
Are you a smoker?
Yes, I smoke cigarettes. I've tried to quit, but no luck.
협박 편지.
Can you give me this letter, please?
Of course. Here it is.
다음은 네 차례다. 레치스는
Was Monsieur
흡연자인가?
Ratchet a smoker?
No, he hated the smell of smoke.
내가 또 끝냈어. 레칫은 불어를 사용했을 것이다. 근데 레칫은 영어밖에 못한다. 이것은 즉 미셸과 통화한 사람은 레칫이 아니었다. 살인범은 오전 12시 37분에 레칫이 살아있는 상태처럼 보이려고 했다.
The murderer may have impersonated Ratchet by calling Monsieur Michel to make it seem that Ratchet was still
이미 그 전에
alive
라칫은
at
죽어 있었다.
12:47 a.m.
근데 프랑스어를 할 줄 아는 사람이다. 그게 누구냐? 자, 레칫이 수면제를 복용한다. 살인범이 레칫을 객신으로 들어간다. 살인범이 총으로 레칫을 살해한다. 총은 베개 밑에 숨긴다. 살인범이 마치 칼로 일으킨 범죄처럼 위장한다. 살인범은 미셸이 나갈 때까지 기다렸다 방을 나간다. 이거다.
I'm right again. That happened.
그래서 범인이 누군데? 일단 프랑스어를 할 줄 아는 사람이. 미국이고.
This is the most likely answer.
뜬뜬뜬뜨르르. 허버드! 너지?
This appears to be a good lead. According to the information I have, this is a solid choice. This direction
전부
looks
아닌가?
promising.
프랑스어를 할 줄 아는 사람.
According
그 누구도 아닌가.
Very well, I choose to go this way.
일단 부크한테 보고를 해보자. 상상조차 하지 못한 제3의 인물이 있을 수도. 뜬뜬뜬.
So, my friend, have you found our killer?
Not yet, but I will tell you what I have learned.
Please.
수사 현황.
Our assassin could have gotten on the train at Vinkovsky disguised as a conductor, entered Ratchet's room and killed him. Then he walked out through Madame Hubbard's connecting door, where he lost a button from his jacket. He had to wait for Monsieur Michel to be absent. He waited too long. The train had left the station.
He was trapped aboard.
Indeed. He had opened the window to make it look that he'd escaped that way. However, if he waited until the train stopped again due to snow, his footprints would have been found.
The murderer is still among us, on the train.
There's a problem with the second-class toilets.
What now?
All morning passengers have been complaining that the door is locked, so I went to check. I knocked, but no one answered. I didn't think I should open it without speaking to you first.
You did well, Monsieur Michel. Lead the way.
I used my master key.
But who is she? Is she alive?
She's breathing.
Then if she isn't dead, isn't she our murderer?
That, my friend, is what we must find out.
어떻게 된 거야? 너 누구야?
Miss, can you hear me?
너 뭐야?
She's breathing. Her
어떻게 된
pulse is
거야?
strong. There is no sign of physical violence. This woman is sleeping very soundly.
개꿀잠 중이었네. 입 돌아가.
The ticket reads
Joanna
Joanna Locke, traveling in compartment 105.
로크는 살아있다.
This woman is sound asleep. Given her location,
그저
I would
꿀잠을 자고
say
있을
she has been drugged and deposited here.
Well, at least it's not another murder on my train.
룸메이트.
The train is, of course, full.
Monsieur, the list I gave you indicates that Hildegard Schmidt shares her compartment.
I will want to talk to her later. For now, we will concentrate on this mysterious young lady. Let's return her to her more comfortable bed.
Good idea. Pierre, locate this woman's room and fetch the doctor.
Yes, sir.
로크와 면담.
I will question her when she wakes up.
Please, let me know what you learn.
로크의 객실.
Mademoiselle Locke's compartment is 105. I suggest we return her to her more comfortable bed.
Yes, hopefully she will awaken soon.
자, 150.
A cup of tea with white
수면제?
residue at the bottom.
두두두두. 아, 뭐야? 비번은 또 뭔데?
A briefcase and a wagon-lee conductor's jacket. And the button is missing.
잠깐, 이 하나 단추 거기 방에 떨어져 있던. 아니, 이걸 내가 어떻게 알아? 아, 이거였구나. 에이씨.
Oh, I'm disappointed in you. I was certain you would have it by now. Poirot, what if the briefcase is booby-trapped? If you need a break, I can ask Jean to make you some coffee. Have you tried 1, 2, 3, 4? No, that's mine. I never remember my passwords, so I make them easy ones. We really need to find the combination. But of course you know what you're doing. It is booby-trapped, is
안
it?
닥칠래?
So, Poirot, any luck so far?
아,
Have
닥치라고.
you tried 0000? No, that's mine. I never remember my passwords.
닥치라고야!
Them easy ones.
말하지 마!
We really need to find the combination.
아니, 니가 자꾸 말해가지고. 야!
I'm disappointed. Have you tried 1, 2, 3, 4? If you need a break, I can ask Jean to make you some coffee. We really need to find the combination.
닥칠 새끼야.
Silent like a mouse, please.
I'm sorry. You're right. I'll be quiet now. You need to concentrate. I will
강냉이
not
털어버리기
utter
전에 조용히 해라.
another word. Not one.
Book, there will be another murder on the Orient Express in a moment.
제발 내 마음속에 평안을 줘. 아, 됐다. 뭐야 이건?
The stuffed animal is the same as in the photo found at the crime scene.
What a coincidence.
Mademoiselle Locke appears to have been investigating Monsieur Ratchet. Mademoiselle Locke seems very
Joanna
interested
Locke.
in our victim.
Of course. She has studied her target.
Possibly. This badge says that Joanna Locke is an American detective with the Berkshire Police Department in Massachusetts.
An American police officer? Oh.
She has a gun.
Come, Poirot. Criminals are often known to carry one.
Ratchet was stabbed, not shot. But then why take it on the train?
그리고
Her driver's license confirms her
미국
identity.
국전의 조아나
She
로크
is
씨.
American.
These are fake IDs. It's certain. Look, she's waking up.
Thanks to you, I would not be surprised if our murder victim were also waking up.
What?
Oh, my head. What's all the yelling about?
Who are you? Give me a good reason why you should not be in handcuffs.
I can give you a reason, Book. Whose handcuffs will we use? I have none. Do you?
Well,
You are Joanna Locke, mademoiselle?
Yes, Joanna Locke. I'm a detective. Berkshire, Massachusetts Police.
I have found your credentials, mademoiselle.
And I know who you are, Mr. Poirot.
Then, if the introductions are complete, perhaps the explanations may begin.
I'll try. It's simple, really. I'm on the trail of a murderer.
살인범을 쫓고 있었다.
I had just been promoted to detective after 5 years on patrol. It was my first
암스트롱
time on a
저택
major
2019년
case. It had
3월
been a
29일.
month since Daisy Armstrong was kidnapped.
납치.
The Armstrongs were desperate for some sign of hope. I was there only for paperwork, to fill in some blanks.
데이지 암스트롱 납치 사건.
I should go through the case file one more time. A topographical map, often more important than a road map in these mountains.
데이지 암스트롱 3세 여아 존 암스트롱과 소니 암스트롱 부부의 딸. 피해자는 2019년 2월 24일 저녁에 납치되었다. 납치가 발생한 장소는 당시 연애가 열리고 있었던 암스트롱 저택이다. 데이지의 유모인 모로는 오후 10시 45분경 데이지가 사라졌음을 발견했다. 피해자의 침실 창문 바깥에서 사다리가 발견됐다. 데이지를 납치한 데 사용된 물건이다. 안쪽에서 잠겨 있어야 하는 창문이 열린 채로 발견됐다. 저택 근처 숲에서 사륜구동 바퀴 흔적이 발견됐다. 연애 참가자 중 사륜구동 차량을 운전해온 사람은 없었다. 암스트롱 부부는 우선 경찰에 신고했다.
The misspellings are clearly on purpose, and they didn't return the child when the ransom was paid.
자, 범인의 요구에 따라 2019년 3월 1일 100만 달러를 몸값으로 지불했다. 이후 납치범의 연락은 없었다. 데이지는 돌아오지 않았다. 조사는 지금도 진행되고 있다. 존 암스트롱 38세 영국군 대령전역 진술 지역박물관 기금을 모으려 사군 모임을 주최했습니다. 사람들이 너무 많이 모였죠. 아예 모르는 얼굴도 꽤 있었습니다. 게다가 우린 너무 바빴고요. 그런데 어느 순간 데이지의 유머 수잔이 비명을 지르더군요. 오후 10시 45분에서 50분 사이였을 겁니다. 아내와 함께 위층에 있는 데이지의 방으로 올라갔습니다. 수잔은 정신을 놓을 지경으로 울고 있더군요. 침대에 있어야 할 데이지가 보이지 않았습니다. 베개 위에는 몸값을 요구하는 쪽지가 놓여 있었습니다. 자, 소니 암스트롱 32세 직업 없음 진술 오후 10시 30분 근처에 데이지를 마지막으로 봤어요. 자기 방에 있는지 잘 확인하러 올라갔거든요. 수잔이 곁에 있진 않았지만 데이지는 조용히 자고 있었죠. 10분 정도 가만히 보고 있었던 걸로 기억해요. 그리고 파티로 돌아갔어요. 수잔이 금방 돌아올 줄 알았으니까요. 유모, 컴퓨터 입력 오류, 증언 재녹취 필요. 통화 기록. 네, 안녕하세요. 그래요. 햇둘 핫둘 핫둘 핫둘둘둘둘.
Good evening. Colonel Armstrong?
Yes. You're the detective they phoned about.
Joanna Locke.
I don't remember you.
I'm newly assigned to the case.
It's about time more detectives were involved. My wife, Sonia, she hasn't been herself. Every day is a waking nightmare for us. Tell me you've uncovered something new.
I'm here to speak to your daughter's nanny. There was a computer problem. Her earlier statement has been lost.
Oh, I see. We had hoped. Well, do as you wish. I won't be far if you need me.
에휴.
Their fairy tale became a nightmare.
안부 인사.
How are you doing? Are you holding up?
You know, in the military, you're supposed to have the stiffest of upper lips. The Desert War taught me that soon enough. But this, it's difficult. Damned difficult. Harder on my good lady, of course.
수잔모로.
Do you know where I can find Miss Moreau?
Her room is upstairs across the hall from Daisy's. She seldom leaves it.
I won't be long.
Take whatever time you need.
어. Where's the 수잔모로?
Mrs. Armstrong, my name is Joanna Locke. I'm a detective investigating the kidnapping of your daughter. May I talk to you? When is your baby due? Mrs. Armstrong? Sonia?
맛이 갔네.
I don't want to talk. I just want to see my daughter again. That's all that matters.
The poor woman. I can't imagine how she feels. And the world through the eyes of a child seems so sweet. A toy castle. When I was a kid, I had a police station and a tiny squad car with a siren that really worked. That's it. No rookie mistake there.
Mrs.
데이지의 사진
Armstrong,
보여주기.
let me show you this.
Daisy, my little Daisy. I miss her so much. How good it is to see her face.
I can't imagine the pain you're feeling right now.
She loved her little stuffed animal, Fluffy. She took him everywhere with her. The kidnappers took it as well. They didn't have to. That means they wouldn't hurt her, doesn't it?
Every lead will be followed up. You have my word on that.
Thank you. I shouldn't lose hope. Somehow.
I know it isn't my case, but I just made a promise, and I mean to keep it.
Do you know where I can find Miss Moreau?
She's in her room. Last door on the left.
거의 이제 역적 취급이 스스로도 마음이 안 좋겠다 모르시는.
Of course.
거의 역적아니야.
Anything I can do.
A toy train.
Hello, are you Suzanne Moreau, Daisy's nanny?
Yes?
I'm Joanna Locke, a detective working on Daisy's case.
Is there any news?
I'm afraid not.
How can I help you?
I'm really sorry. I'm afraid I have to take your statement again concerning the evening of Daisy's disappearance. There was a computer problem. Your statement was accidentally deleted.
Of course. I want to help any way I can.
아이가 납치된 당한 밤의 일.
Tell me about that night in your own words.
The Armstrongs had a party to raise money for a museum, I think. Mrs. Armstrong is on her board. I was in charge of Daisy. I stayed with the little one all evening, playing with her and reading books to her. She couldn't sleep with all the noise and the comings and goings.
데이지가 납치되던 순간.
When did you notice Daisy was missing?
I was only gone 5 minutes to phone my mother. She's in the hospital. When I returned, Daisy wasn't in her bed. I thought she might have gone to look at the party, but then I saw the handsome note on her pillow. I screamed and screamed. I couldn't stop.
짐작 가는 것.
Did you notice anything unusual before that?
I was with Daisy all evening. Finally, she fell asleep. I didn't see anyone else or notice anything in particular.
납치범의 정체.
Do you have any idea who did this?
No! I can't see who could have done such a horrible thing. The Armstrongs are such good people. Like my own family.
Thank you for giving me your statement again. I'll get back to you if I have any questions.
I won't be far.
Okay, I have Suzanne's statement. but her answers need some checking.
자, 파일에서 사실 여부를 확인. 뚠뚠뚠.
Everything looks okay here. This information does not correspond to what Suzanne told me.
그렇지.
Suzanne said she left Daisy alone for 5 minutes, but Mrs. Armstrong says she stayed with Daisy for a while
오지
and
않았어.
Suzanne did not return. Score.
넌 지금 거짓말을 하고 있어. 이야기 교차 점검.
Lyon, in France. What a lovely looking city.
다시 가가지고 한번 물어보죠. 모로의 주장 확인.
Tell me about the night Daisy was taken, especially anything about your daughter and Suzanne Moreau.
Apart from seeing to our guests, I took a moment to check on Suzanne and Daisy in Daisy's room. Suzanne wasn't there, but Daisy was asleep. I sat with her for 10 minutes or so. Suzanne didn't return while I was there, but there's no reason for her to sit there all night when Daisy is asleep. I went back downstairs.
Okay, the stories Sonia and Suzanne tell.
전화번호 확인.
Nothing shocks me. That is Score. 1 for the.
자, 모로가 얼마나 시간을 많이 날려먹었는지 확인해야 한다. 어떻게 된 거야?
If I understand you correctly,
이 거짓말쟁이야.
you left Daisy when she was not asleep?
The party was very loud. Daisy was too wound up to sleep. I read her a Motley Mule detective story to try and put her to sleep. Daisy finally fell asleep. Right before Motley Mule solved his case in the book I was reading her. I had to make a quick phone call. No more than 5 minutes. But when I came back, Daisy was gone.
Are you sure you were only gone for 5 minutes?
5, 6, what does it matter? It was very quick.
You say you were only away 5 or 6 minutes.
네, 안녕하세요.
But Mrs. Armstrong says she was alone there more like 10 minutes. And the phone record shows that you stayed on the
네,
call
오늘
for
처음
more
시작한
than
거예요.
30 minutes, way longer than you said.
My mother is extremely ill. It's difficult for me. I may have lost track of time. When I came back, Daisy had disappeared. It must have been a coincidence.
You have to be precise, Suzanne. A little girl's life is at stake.
Why are you doing this? I didn't do anything wrong. I would never hurt Daisy.
I need to check Suzanne's story. She's panicking. Why now? What is she afraid of?
자. 딴딴딴. 이 2140
The detective gets it right.
의문이시죠?
The number you have called is not
없다고?
at this time. Please hang up and dial again or contact your service provider.
The number Suzanne called is not in service? A hospital?
병원 번호가? 넌 또 거짓말을 했구나.
on, Joanna. That's a rookie mistake.
딴딴딴딴. 이거겠지. 아직 안
That is
먹었습니다.
a great detective job. The kidnapper places a ladder under the window to Daisy's room. Then he joins the party, just one guest in the crowd. He somehow knows when Suzanne leaves the room, then sneaks upstairs. He opens Daisy's window, carries her down the ladder, and vanishes. I spoke with Suzanne. She was phoning her mother. That's why you didn't see her when you went to check on Daisy.
Yes, her mother. I tried to call the poor woman earlier that week, but the hospital said she's been in a medically induced coma for more than 2 months.
Suzanne told me she called her mother, but she would have known her mother was in a coma.
Did
you see Miss Moreau during the party?
I remember seeing her at some point, but otherwise, no. I was too busy with my guests. Wear the smile, shake the proffered hand.
모로의 전화통화.
Ms. Moreau told me she called her mother.
Well, why not? I believe they are very close, and the poor woman is not well. She needs some experimental treatment that isn't available yet in France.
I won't be long.
Take whatever time you need.
암스트롱 부인은 모로의 어머니가 몇 달째 혼수 상태에 빠져 있다고 했다. 그런데 모로가 밤에 건 전화번호는 더 이상 사용되는 번호가 아니어서 통화. 너 납치범이한테 돈 받았지? 그렇게밖에 볼 수 없겠군요, 이건. 빨리 진실을 말해.
The number you called that night is no longer in service.
I don't understand. That's the number the hospital gave me to call my mother's room.
전화 통화.
You told me you were on the phone with your mother when Daisy was abducted.
As we said earlier, I didn't pay attention and was on the phone longer than I said. But since my mother is very ill, she had to leave her hometown, Lyon, because the treatment is not approved yet in France. She is in an hospital in Boston for a special treatment. I call her every night to check on her. When I came back, Daisy was gone. I'll never forgive myself.
Are you sure you called your mother?
여기서 거짓말이야.
Every night since she was
코마
admitted in December.
상태라면서.
Suzanne, I think you really care for Daisy. If you do, then tell me the truth. You can't have been calling your mother while she's in a coma.
My mom really is in a hospital in Boston. She really is in a coma. I wasn't calling her. I was on the phone with my boyfriend, Noah.
Why lie about it? Why are you panicking?
Because he's gone. I haven't heard from him since the night of the kidnapping. I'm afraid he's somehow connected to Daisy's disappearance. That he was just using me somehow. But I swear I talked to him. Yes, for more like 30 minutes that night. So he couldn't have kidnapped Daisy at the same time we were talking.
But he could have kept you talking so someone else could take Daisy.
Yes, you can see why I lied. Can't you? I was afraid you'd suspect me of having something to do with it. You can understand that, can't you?
Suzanne, I want to believe you, but you've made it harder to find Daisy. Do you realize that?
Oh my god. What have I done?
What's most important is not what you've done, but what you do now. Go. I'll be back to talk to you. No more lies, Suzanne. For Daisy. No more lies. Noah. The name might lead us to that little girl. I am on this case now, whether my captain wants me to be or not.
무로의 남자친구 조사.
A locked diary? Let's see if I can shine some light on its secrets.
뜬뜬뜬. 너 거짓말을 겁나 잘하는구나. N.
A card from the florist. It's signed N.
어? 레미제라블 아니야?
Huh. What's in the glass case? Oh, big surprise. Glasses.
Key.
An Eiffel Tower keychain, but no key. I expect Suzanne must have gone through a lot of tissues these past weeks. Small jewelry box. By the size, I'm guessing earrings.
하지만 열쇠가
Why
있었습니다.
put a key in a jewelry box?
네, 안녕하세요.
That doesn't work. That. That.
반대로.
That does.
설마 이거니?
Okay, Suzanne. Let's see what you haven't told me.
자, 공원에서 노아하고 데이트를 했다. 점점 내게 마음을 여는 게 느껴진다. 난 내일 얘기를 계속 말했다. 암스트롱 일가를 얼마나 좋아하는지도 말이다. 특히 데이지 얘기에 시간 가는 줄 몰랐어. 노아가 우리 관계를 진지하게 생각하는 기분이야. 요즘 이런 남자 정말 찾기 힘든데. 노아가 납치범이었구나! 너구나. 자, 노아와 블루라군에서 점심을 먹었어. 내가 제일 좋아하는 식당이야. 시작은 좋았는데 중간에 일이 생겼어. 노가 문자를 받더니 같이 어디 가야 한다고 했거든. 무슨 내용인지는 모르겠지만 말이야. 아무튼 우린 산속으로 떠났어. 그러자 인적 드문 곳에 오두막이 나왔어. 노아는 나한테 차에 있으라고 했어. 말도 안 돼. 발렌타인을 이렇게 데이를 이렇게 낭만 없이 보내다니. 노아가 꽃을 줬어. 평소엔 굉장히 상냥한 남자이지 오늘따라 왠지 멀게만 느껴져. 자, 사랑하는 데이지가 납치됐고 그날 이후 노아한테도 연락이 없다. 자, 데이지가 납치된 그날 밤 노아가 전화기를 붙들고 놔주질 않았어. 너무 오래 자리를 비웠나 싶었더니 데이지가 사라진 거야. 그래.
I can see why Suzanne didn't tell me everything about this, Noah. It's clear when he disappeared
어떤
that she
식으로든 노아가
realized
연관이 돼
something was
있다.
very wrong.
자, 모로씨, 같이 이제 우리 빵 가셔야죠. 님은 공범입니다. 의심의 여지가 없죠. 딴따란따라라란. 모로의
Can you
남자친구.
tell me anything about Suzanne's boyfriend?
I know she dated our chauffeur for a while. There was someone else she'd met recently, but I don't recall his name.
좀 가격이 저렴해서 금방 끝날 줄 알았더니 생각보다 볼륨이 좀 있네.
Know anything about Miss Moreau's boyfriend?
Her boyfriend? I know she went out with someone for a while there. More recently, I saw a man in a 4x4 who would pick her up on her nights off. He never got out of his car, just waited for her. She did seem to spend more time than usual on the phone these past few weeks, but she worked hard. We weren't going to begrudge her what free time she had. Since the abduction, she keeps pretty much to herself.
I won't be long.
Take whatever time you need.
Dun, dun, dun.
These tire tracks could well be from Suzanne's boyfriend's 4x4. That's it. No rookie mistake there.
I imagine these flowers must have been beautiful. Who gave them to you?
The gardener. They're getting pretty wilted, but I hate to throw them away.
남자친구.
Tell me about your boyfriend. Have you been together long?
My boyfriend? Why? He doesn't have anything to do with this.
Please, Suzanne, the sooner you answer my question, the sooner we'll be done.
His name is Noah Garrity. I met him at a Lunar New Year party in Great Barrington. He is a kind and caring person, although, well, I miss him. He had to go away on business. He should be back.
남자친구 대치.
Tread marks of a four-wheel drive vehicle were found outside the garden on the night of the kidnapping. Noah drives one, doesn't he? Where is he, Suzanne? If you know anything more about him, you have to tell me.
I know what you're thinking, but it's impossible. He was very nice to me. He never did anything to make me suspicious. We went out to eat, to the movies. Just like a normal couple. He's not the only man in the Berkshires who drives that kind of car.
이미 끝났어.
It says detective on your badge. Prove she's lying. I need evidence she's lying, not guesswork.
아유 잠깐만.
Come on, Joanna.
어이 다 틀렸어?
You really didn't notice anything strange about Noah until he vanished?
He could get moody at times, as if he had a lot on his mind.
You mentioned the Blue Lagoon. Why?
I don't know. I never thought about it. I guess he liked the place.
That makes sense.
In your diary, you say that Noah took you to a cabin in the mountains on Valentine's Day.
You read my diary?
I'm sorry, but we have to find Daisy. We both want that. So yes, I looked in your diary.
You're right. He took me to a cabin in the woods. I waited for him in the car. He came out after a few minutes. He was very sweet and apologetic, but he never explained. We went back to the restaurant for dessert.
Did you ever go back to the cabin with him?
No, never.
So what made Noah drive all the way to a cabin in the middle of nowhere? He left her in the car. Why was he there? This is important. I know it is. I can use Suzanne's directions to the cabin and compare them to the map of the area I haven't...
자, 오두막의 위치 찾기.
My car.
따라라라란 딴 따라다라단 딴 따라다라단 딴딴 따란 따라단 따라단. Police. 자, 지도.
Thanks to the information Suzanne gave me, I should be able to find the cabin on this map.
자, 마을이 어딘데? 자, 마을 떠난 뒤 다리 2개를 건넜어. 마을을 떠난 뒤 다리 2개를 건넜어. 울창한 숲을 가로질렀어. 왼쪽에 옥수수, 오른쪽이잖아. 병신. 이쪽이 아니야. 자, 마을을 따라 나가서 뭐야 어디야? 자, 이쪽 마을 나와서 다리 2개 건넜어. 숲을 가로질고 왼쪽에 옥수수, 그다음에 오두막.
I
여기다.
got it. The cabin has to be here. I have to find that cabin. I hope I'm not too late.
바로 여기야. 오두막.
Okay, here is this famous cabin. Let's investigate.
Hello? Is anyone there?
Nobody. I can't just waltz in without a warrant.
Hello?
Nobody. I can't just waltz in without a warrant. I need to see what's inside.
Inside. 나무타? 아니 잠깐, 여기도 황금수염?
Mustache.
아무도 원치 않는 황금수염.
That barrel is sturdy enough. I could climb on it.
데이지의 인형이야.
It's Daisy's plush toy. If Fluffy is here, the kidnapper has been here. I have to get inside this cabin. Ugh, an old hunting trophy starting to molt. Empty wine bottles.
와인병.
Somebody has been here lately. Noah brought Suzanne to this dump on Valentine's Day? What a romantic.
꼼짝 마!
I'm not getting through this door by wishing the broom isn't sturdy enough to force the door.
아까 도끼.
A maul for splitting wood. Perfect for attacking doors. Look at that. A broken door to investigate. No need for... Some people seem to have played here before. Some boxes. I wonder what they were... A lot of tools. I guess somebody noticed the cabin was about to fall down. The floor is scratched and worn in this area. The sofa must have been moved a lot.
이 소파 밀어. 빨리. 네, 그쵸. 원래 근데 평소 하던 시간대에 킬컷 켜서 할 거예요. 네.
Damn, it's booby trapped. It could go off, and that countdown tells me it wants to go off anyway.
힌트 뭔데? 힌트 뭐야? 기호가 서로 일치하게. 알았어. 일치하게 맞물리라며. 잠깐만. 터진다. 됐다. 아, 안 됐잖아! 오케이. 터진다!
Since I'm telling this story to you, Mr. Poirot, you should be able to deduce I didn't blow myself up. Let's see if I can remember how I defused the bomb.
Okay.
That should do it.
Wow, I wonder if that's how close it was. This would have ended my investigation right here. These rods are heading towards the canisters. It must be the trigger for the explosion. I smell a strong, sweet smell. Damn. I think these are filled to the brim with diethyl ether. Incredibly flammable. It looks like the kidnappers wanted to utterly destroy this place and whoever opened this hatch. A wooden crate? I have to open it.
설마 나무 상자 안에.
Oh no. Daisy. No. I called in my discovery of the body. Then there was nothing I could do except protect the site for forensics.
아유, 블랙기니님 10,000원 후원 감사합니다.
The
고마워요.
forensics team arrived an hour later.
까버려,
Cordoned off the cabin with crime scene tape and went to work.
감사합니다.
Looking
슈퍼챗.
for physical evidence, fingerprints, testing for fluids, DNA, any clues science can uncover.
아무튼 그렇게 해서 시체로 돌아와 버렸다. 납치된 아이가.
They removed Daisy's body. The autopsy would take place in the morning. But I had one more stop to make.
오, 슬픈 일이요.
Oh no!
Oh no. 아이고, 또 30,000원이! 아! 이제 19일날 나왔는데 딴 게임 하나 바빠가지고 이번에 이제 합니다. 네. 네, 아무튼 고맙습니다. 네. 아, 그래요. 감사합니다.
That night, I swore to find the
이미
monster
트위치로
who killed
보시는 분들은
Richard.
하도 많이 봐가지고 질렸는데 이미 예전에 질리셨지. 거의 이 액션만 10년째인데 이미 오래전에 질리셨는데. 오리엔트 특급 열차 12월 17일.
Ratchet on train saw me? How? Daisy.
She was awake?
And then she collapsed again.
I take the responsibility. She was weaker than I realized.
Oh.
Lie still while I examine you. Pupils dilated?
I'm all right.
You are far from all right. You have been heavily sedated. Your pulse is very weak.
그렇죠. 21세기를 살지만 누구보다 19세기스러운 사람들과 인물들.
I have to finish my story. Ratchet can't escape again.
어마무시하죠.
Can't escape.
Have no fear of that, mademoiselle. Ratchet will not escape.
We must hear her story.
This woman needs rest. I will let you know when she is recovered enough to continue. But I warn you, it will be some time.
I understand, Doctor. Thank you.
I have completed my preliminary examination of the deceased. I think that it will interest you.
Indeed it will. And I have other witnesses to interrogate. You are right. Let's not put this poor woman in danger. There will be plenty of time for her to finish her story when she has recovered. By all means, tell me the results of your examination.
그래서 이 사건의 범인은 누구야?
That was easy.
That was easy. 사망 시간.
Can you estimate the time of death?
Rigor mortis was advanced, but not complete. I estimate the death occurred between midnight and 2 in the morning.
That tallies with the witness statements I've collected so far.
사인.
What is the cause of death?
Multiple stab wounds to the upper torso. It's odd there are no signs of a struggle. That might indicate one of the first wounds was enough to kill him.
It seems that Monsieur Ratchet had taken sleeping pills during the night.
Ah, that would explain the lack of defensive wounds.
레치스 흡연.
Mr. McQueen and Mr. Masterman told me that Monsieur Ratchet didn't smoke. Can you confirm this?
I can't say without a more extensive post-mortem.
자상.
What can you tell me about the stab wounds?
I counted 12 in all. 1 or 2 are so slight as to be practically scratches. On the other hand, at least 3 would be capable of causing death. The angle of the wounds is instructive. Most appear to have been struck by a right-handed person. But you see, this one, under the right armpit, it's not a deadly blow given the depth. But
오른손잡이는 만들 수, 왼손잡이가 범인.
It was most certainly struck with the left hand.
So, our murderer is left-handed. No, it is more difficult than that, is it not?
As you say, Mr. Poirot, some of these other blows are just as obviously right-handed.
상처가 다양하게 생긴 이유. 범인이 여러 명?
Do we have a first and second murderer, as the great Shakespeare would put it? The first murderer stabs his victim and exits left, turning off the light. Then a second murderer comes in the dark, does not see his or her work has been done, and stabs a dead body.
범인이 한 명이 아니다.
I'm glad. It sounds to me a little like nonsense. Thank you, Doctor. Excellent work under difficult circumstances. Please let me know when I may speak again with Mademoiselle Locke.
Of course.
담배 권한.
Even a smoker might...
흡연자에게 묻기.
Yes, that's certainly a good place to start. I don't remember. Book doesn't.
흡연자 떠올리기.
Yes, I have personally seen some passengers smoking. I just have to.
내가 어떻게 떠올려 그걸?
Yes, I suppose it's likely they will give me the list of who smokes what. My little gray cells did not.
전자담배 흡연자.
Think, Poirot. That is not a good answer. I must admit I'm not right this time.
이게 아니라고? 오케이, 이렇게.
That's the right answer.
열차 승객들을 계속 신문한다.
How is Mademoiselle Locke, Doctor?
The vital signs are improving, but she is still
12개의
unconscious.
I
자상.
understand. Thank you for looking after her.
아무리 원한이 깊어도 12번이나 찌르기가 참 쉽지가 않을 텐데.
Captain Arbuthnot, I beg your pardon, but could you answer a few questions for me?
I'm grateful you found my ticket, Poirot, but now is not convenient.
I certainly didn't expect such a resistance. I need to be sure before accusing the captain. I need to be sure.